よし、皆さん、続きましょう。I think this is like part 26 or so, or 7, or I don't even know anymore. I'm losing track. It's been way too many parts. But what I do know is that we'll continue from where we left off. And that would be this one. 選択したデータから始めますか？はい。You wanna start from the data that you've selected? Yes, I do. ちょっと進む？いやいや、ちょっと進む。ちょっとだけではなく、how do you say like a lot? たくさん進みましょう。Let's continue a lot. 2 days on Saturday and Sunday sounds torturing. I don't know, if school was only the weekend, that wouldn't be too bad. This is your favorite part when the sad music starts. Gotta finish my app token next week while working full time. That sounds harsh. That sounds really harsh. So last time we just finished talking to, you know what is interesting? I've noticed this and I wonder, I don't know like how it is for you. I've noticed that I don't like having loud sound or music when I stream. I really feel like it needs to be really quiet and I need to be able to hear myself. I don't know why. It's not really a tangible reason, it's just that I don't feel comfortable if it's too loud. Like if it's too loud, I feel like I can't hear myself, it makes me uncomfortable talking. So I don't know, yeah, don't sleep. Sleep is overrated. But my trip to Japan is right after, assuming I survive. Hey, nice. You have something to look forward to at least. 前回はニボサブさんと話して、なんかそうね、姫神さんについていろいろいろいろ分かった気がするけどね。Getting into the psychoanalysis today, I see. Yes. 私も行きたい。I wanna go too, but you know, what are you gonna do? I'll go to Japan after I'll go to Japan after Game Grammar has been like successful enough on Twitch so that I can afford it or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Though, let's see. I don't think there's much we can do. So we should probably go to the studio. I don't think there's much that I can do to that end other than to finally work on that video that I've been promising. But listen, guys, it's not always easy, alright? 10月19日 I guess it's 19日, right? 10月19日、某時刻、撮影所。正門正門前。I keep forgetting if it's 正 or 正門。正門。I'm pretty sure it's 正門。Yeah, 正門, right? Come on. 正門. There you go. I don't know, I can't remember this word for some reason. 正門前. In front of the main entrance. So a certain time, studio, it's the 19th of October. Do you remember that when we started this game, we were actually behind the timeline and now we're way ahead. So it's kind of interesting. When we started, the first case was, I think, sometime in September, I think. And we were playing at the end of September and start of October. And then the game like overtook us, and ever since we've been like way ahead. Like now we're in February, the end of February is coming up and the game is still back in October, so yeah, that's I'm certainly not keeping up with the timeline, that's for sure. It's grandma again. Well, she's not a grandma, she's just Oba-chan, I guess. Okay. I don't think she likes talking to us anymore. I think I think last time she resolved to just not talk to us, if I'm right. おばちゃん、今日は静かだね。You sure are quiet today, lady. Or like, you sure are quiet today. How do I call it? Auntie, I guess. she's just pissed. She doesn't like us. Fine. いつもこうだと、この撮影所も平和なのに。Okay. いつもこうだと、この撮影所も平和なのに. It's a bit of a, I had to process that sentence, but so, what she's trying to say is like, いつもこうだと, if it was always like this, この撮影所も平和なのに, this whole studio would be such a peaceful place. She's throwing some actual shade here, look at her. I feel like Mayoi just gets away with saying the craziest things. Like, She's just like, well, if you were always this quiet, you know, I mean, this studio would sure be a peaceful place. Ha! Okay, okay, man, okay. 平和なのに. But I guess, alright. なるほどくん、say なるほど。ちょっと、張り合い、張り合いがないね。張り合いがないね。Got him. 張り合い is that like, what is that? 張り合い. Competition. Okay. 張り合いのない。Discouraging, disappointing, lacking thrill. Alright. ちょっと張り合いがないね. This is not very thrilling, is it? Not much, no. True. True. まあね. Well, yeah. 今なら、詰め所の、詰め所 right? 今なら、詰め所の羊羹、食べても大丈夫かも。Alright. Listen, I respect Mayoi because you know what? Mayoi is looking out for herself. She knows how to have a healthy amount of, you know, egoism, so to speak. She knows. She's like, alright, I come first, and then everyone else. Did you notice my sick burn just now? Yes. 今なら詰め所の羊羹食べても大丈夫かも. It might be okay for me to eat that ryokan inside the guardhouse. Remember, guys, the ryokan is that snack that I can never remember what it translates to. It's the snack though with the interesting kanji. Jelly dessert made from red bean paste. Agar. That doesn't sound like a real word. All words are made up, I know, but still. So yeah, ryokan. We're just gonna call it ryokan, okay? It's like, right now, it might be okay for me to go to the guardhouse. You know, the tsumesho is that thing over there, right? The guardhouse. Like this guy. こいつだ. Like this place. Right now, it might be okay for me to eat the ryokan, which is over at the guardhouse over here. Make this red. Yes, well, maybe if you think that when people are feeling bad, this is the ideal time to eat their food, then yes, I would have to agree with you. I guess she's not feeling bad. I guess she's just mad at us. 食べたらはっ倒す. If you eat it, I'll smash you over. If you eat it, I'll beat you up. 食べたらはっ倒す. I'll beat you up if you eat it. あ、よかった、生きてたよ. Great, she's alive. Wow. My nose. It's doing the itchy nose thing again. Ichinose. Ichinose as a name just reminds me of itchy nose, actually. Which is a bit weird. Shiraberu. Alright, so today I want to see how far we can get in this game, meaning that I want to see if we can actually get to the last court, but usually that's not the case, because usually these intermediary like things. Roge-san, konbanwa. Konbanwa. Usually we don't get that far, but we'll see. We'll see. So I'm just gonna see if that's the same as always. 撮影場内のセキュリティカメラの映像を管理するコンピューターだ. It's the same as always, the computer that is overseeing all the cameras inside the studio. 野毛さん、元気ですか？週末はどうでしたか？はあ。おや。今日はスイッチが入っていないみたいだ。It seems that today the switch isn't on. My nose, dude. Dude. Alright. That was different. So, you know, let's check the other stuff. この撮影上の正面入り口。正面入り口。Sorry, 正面。Because it's 正門, but it's 正面. Because of course. この撮影所の正面入り口だ. It's the front entrance of the studio. 今日も見張りの警官が立っているはずだ. So today I'm sure the police officer that is on lookout is supposed to be there. Those. I know, right? It's bad. Who knows? does this say anything? この撮影所のライトバン。It's the light van. 撮影用の資材。資材。Right? I'm not imagining things, right? I'm pretty sure. 資材。Yes, 資材。Which is raw material. 資材などを運んでいるのだろう。Here, you see, callback to Wednesday. When we talked about listing things, you have など. So, 資材など, things such as materials, including an incomplete list. So it carries other things, but especially 資材, which means raw materials. Or, to be more precise, 撮影用の資材, which means raw materials for shooting. Not shooting people, but, well, I guess shooting people, but not with a gun, but rather with a camera. There you go. Let me go back. What we do here is go back. Will she talk to us? Himegami producer. Talk about Himegami producer. Uzai Kantoku Ibukuro-san. So these are the same questions that we could ask to Nibosabu. So I guess we should do that. Himegami producer no koto desu kedo. About producer Himegami. Hey, Sabu, arigato! Seriously, thank you so much. 2 months. Welcome back. Can you believe it that has already been 2 months? I can't. But, I mean, I guess you can because it did say subscribe again. You know, resubscribe for a second month. Welcome back. I appreciate having you around. How have you been doing? Heart. Yes. Yay, the hearts. I'm very bad at making the heart shape, as you can tell. I don't know, this is pretty poor. But yeah. You know, I could also just draw them, you know, I just like be... just draw a heart shape, like... Yay! Also, that isn't very pretty. Well, actually, this is where the smoothing could come in and make my life easier, right? I mean, it's still not good, but at least the curves are better. And we all know that curves is what it's all about. Welcome to Eve Learns How to Draw a Heart. I'll set smoothing to 100% and then it'll be like... Wait, that's actually worse. It's not better. It's just smoother, but it's not better. So yeah, that's the power or apparent limitations of smoothing. It doesn't make up for actual skill. So there you go. Looks like Oba-chan found her love. Yes, I know, right? Himegami producer no koto desu kedo, I would like to ask about producer Himegami. Himegami is such a cool name to have. Imagine you're called Himegami. I mean, come on. I mean, come on, dude. That's pretty crazy. Also, someone followed the channel while I wasn't streaming today, I think this morning, called Insect Martyr. I don't know if you're here right now. That's just a very interesting name. I always like to see the different names that people use on Twitch. It's always fun to me, all the different usernames. People are very creative with that sometimes. And then here's me just mostly using my actual name, or I guess Game Grammar, which is not a name I came up with, so, you know. エイトのお偉方はあの女を気に入ってるからね。So it's because that the higher ups at 8 really like that woman after all. So 8のお偉方 is a bit of a short version, mostly based on, you know, 偉い. We've talked about 偉い before. Just means like excellent, remarkable, or like the higher ups, you know, people that have power, whatever. The landowners. No. エイトのお偉い方はあの女を気に入ってるからね。It's because the higher ups at 8 really like that woman, huh? After all. あの女の思い通りにならないことはないよ。So, it always goes as she wants. あの女の思い通りにならないことはない。Right? Double negative, but 思い通り means just like you want it to go. So 思い通り just like you want it to go, just like you think it should go. にならない it won't be like that. koto wa nai. That doesn't happen, right? So it's not going according to what she thinks. That just doesn't happen. That's like just a non-occurrence. It doesn't happen. It always goes like Himegami thinks it should. If that makes sense. 苦々しい口調だね。苦々しい口調だ. So she says this with a bitter way of speaking. Or the way she expresses this is kind of bitter. I like how today it's still a little bit earlier, so we have some natural light coming in through my window. And it is really, I'm saying tainted is really, but it has like tainted the blue light a little bit brighter. And it kind of looks a little bit happier. I might like this better. The thing is, I don't know if you care about this, but it's interesting to me about like cameras and stuff. I use a very cheap webcam. Tinted, not tainted. Yeah, of course. That's why I was like, that's a weird word to use. Thank you, hey. Tinted. Yeah, it's tinted it a little bit brighter. A little bit of a, yeah, or washed. It's made it a little bit of a brighter blue, which looks pretty good. So in case you care, I don't know, like the webcam I use is just a very cheap C920. You can get this cam for like 40 bucks, I guess, on Amazon. The only reason it looks somewhat decent is because I use a light. And guys, let me tell you, if you ever use a webcam, or if you want to use a webcam and you want it to look good, just put a light there, and that's all you have to do. If you just light stuff properly, it looks much better. The issue though is that this cam really often like adjusts white balance and everything automatically, and if you change the light, it will adjust everything, and the whole color balance will just shift completely from one thing to the other. An interesting way to like show this is if I change the color of the main light, you'll see that like it'll just all of a sudden all the colors will like shift. It's crazy. This is not consistent at all. I could probably lock it all in to keep it consistent, but I'm not sure if that would look better or it would just like look worse in certain cases then. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Like it adjusts everything all the time. That's why that would be the advantage of having like a big DSLR, which, you know, you can just set up once and then it just is that. It's static, you know. Anyways. These are things for another time. Though it's very interesting. 嫌いなんですか? Producer のこと? Do you hate her, the producer? 嫌いなんですか? Like, do you not like her? Do you hate her, the producer? あの女のことは話せないよ。撮影所の人から言われたから。Alright. あの女のことは話せない。I cannot talk about that woman. 撮影所の人から言われたから because I've been told as such, or I've been told by the people from the studio. Let's look at this sentence a little bit. There's some interesting things going on. First of all, we use wa here instead of anything else, so you could use ni tsuite if you wanted to, right? Which would also make sense. Why is it yo? Is that, are you, Zero Faith? The way that yo looks in chat, is that really how it looks? Let me just test it real quick. How did you get that? Did you actually type like because that looks like the symbol for exists in math. That's not like the reason why it looks weird to me is because like yo would be either this or the small one would look like this. Half width? Maybe. I don't know, it could be half width. I'm sorry, I'm making this like a way bigger deal. But the thing is, that looks a lot like the exists symbol that you use in math. Which is like, I don't even know. Yo F8. Interesting. Yeah, it's weird because you can see the ones that we're typing are different. I don't know why it showed up like that. Anyways, I'm sorry, that's not what you were asking about. But that's very interesting. There exists yo. It's like, I don't know if you do math, you have this, right? There exists X for all Y and stuff, but yeah. Why is there a small yo? It's not a mistake. This is, so sometimes when you depict spoken language in a written format, you get to bend the rules a little and you can do certain things that usually in like an essay you wouldn't do. Here, for example, this little yo that is added here is supposed to sort of depict the way she speaks, where there's just a little We have 3 different. Yes, we have 3 different ones. Just that one of them, I'm not quite sure where it comes from. It's not an entirely different character. Interesting. So it must be using the same Unicode or something. So it depicts the way she would speak. So like, あの女のことは話せないよ. Like just 話せないよ. There's like the little, like a little hint of a yo. It's not a fully pronounced yo maybe. It's like a little bit like, maybe a little bit slurred. Like, 話せないよ. 話せないよ. You know, kind of like that. It's just to express the way she would sound, I guess. If that makes sense, right? あいうえお There you go. Half of characters. じゃあ、運動。はい。平さん、頑張ってください。また後で。I'll see you later. I wanted to talk a little bit about this sentence in general. あの女のことは話せない。話せないよ. So, first of all, we use wa here, I would say mostly as a means of contrasting あの女のこと versus other things. So here you could say あの女のこと about her 話せないよ. I cannot talk. I can talk about other things, but specifically あの女のことは話せない. I cannot talk about that woman. 撮影所の人から言われたから. Now, the thing that I want to mention here is that this kara and this kara are 2 different karas. So, first one here, one would be this one. The first one would be kara would be from or by or from, you know. Wait, that's very bad handwriting. From, right? And the second one gives us reason, right? Or because, I should say because. So these are 2 different usages of kara. 撮影所の人から言われたから. And then usually we would start with this because I have been told by or from, you know, I've been told by the people of the studio. 撮影所の人から言われたから, right? If that makes sense. So yeah, this is kind of an interesting phrase here. Or I guess 2 sentences, 2 phrases you could say. If that makes sense. As always, disclaimer. If you have a question, just ask it. Don't ever be afraid of interrupting the flow of the stream or anything like this. I see people sometimes that like feel bad, but don't feel bad. If you have a question, we're gonna dive into it. からよ. からよ. Yo. There you go. 撮影所. Yeah, 撮影所 is a film studio. You can also look up, you can see that 撮影 just means filming. So it's a filming place, right? 撮影 is photography or filming, still or motion. And then 所 is just ところ, so 撮影所 becomes filming place or studio, filming studio, if that makes sense. But yeah, just to rephrase, if you have questions about these things, do ask and don't shy away. Don't feel bad for asking a question or like fearing to maybe interrupt the stream. I'm not playing the game to get through it as fast as possible or whatever. That's not the goal, right? So if there's a question, we're gonna dive in. That's never an issue. うざい監督. Am I late? No, you're not late. I've been only streaming for about 20 minutes. What can I have for dinner? Well, let me get the menu. So, we have here, it says, oh, look, it says grammar. Amazing. I hope you love grammar. Do you have a lineup of games you're going to play? I don't plan that much ahead because I usually spend a very, very long time with just one game. Right now, the games we're playing are Ace Attorney, Ni no Kuni, and sometimes Breath of the Wild. I will probably also play Animal Crossing once that comes out. So yeah. Hey, follow, arigato. Thank you for the follow, Ryo-san. I'll just call you Ryo if that's okay with you. I'm having grammar for breakfast. Yes, Uzon Uzai. In this specific case, his name is Uzai. But yeah, AC would be good for learning. I plan to pick up myself. Yeah, Animal Crossing. I think that would be fun. I've never played an Animal Crossing game, and I just like thanks to the support from people on Twitch, I was able to buy a Switch recently for the stream. So this is the stream Switch, though, you know, obviously I use it privately as well, but which means we get to play Switch games, which is a fairly new development in the Game Grammar Chronicles. Well, thank you, right? I should thank all of you. So yes, we're also gonna probably play Animal Crossing when it comes out. But Switch games are quite expensive, actually, which is interesting, since from a PC gamer perspective, it's like you spend a lot on the PC, but then you don't spend that much on the games. And for the Switch, it's the other way around. You don't spend that much on, you know, the console, but then you spend quite a bit on the games. It's not good. Broken Japanese on purpose there. I don't know what you... so, like, it depends, right? So, for example, it depends on how we define broken Japanese. There's character speech, but I can explain around that. So, for example, the way the grammar... Not the grammar. Sorry, I should say Uzai Kantoku. Just to real quick answer that question. Yeah, his name is Uzai Kantoku, means director, which is because he's the director of the TV show. So it's usually, from what I know, it's probably character speech, which is bending the rules of speech to create characters, which is something you do anyways, but in Japanese it sometimes is very extreme with like the specific gobi, which means ways of ending a sentence. But that's not really an issue, because usually you can pick that out and you can explain around it. You can be like, okay, he says it like that, but it's like, he says it like this, but actually this thing is character speech, so you can cross that out and whatever. You can still get the stuff out of it, because in the end, if you wanted proper Japanese, you shouldn't play games. You should read books and read essays and read news articles, because that's where you're gonna get the proper, like, formal Japanese. Because if you play games, chances are you're gonna see words that are more game-centric. You're gonna see ways of speaking that aren't reflective of everyday usage of Japanese. Yeah, but it's also less fun. And to a degree, what we do here is also like trying to have a little bit of fun with it. And again, I can usually explain around that, which is interesting at the level of Japanese he was playing. Certain Japan. I don't know, I've never played Animal Crossing. I'll be looking into it, but from what I've seen, it's like, it's usually pretty basic Japanese, and then has the usual quirky character speech things integrated, where certain characters will have like interesting sentence ending ways of speaking and stuff like that, which is really, really common. I mean, it's almost hard to get around that. Look at the old lady just now, where she has like the little yo in there. I mean, you're not gonna see that reading like a Souseki novel or whatever. That's just a whole different level of Japanese usage. Let me get some coffee after this long tangent. Alright. Animal Crossing pretty much speaks a different language. No, that's not what I said. It's still Japanese. It's like... So, have you played GTA 5? Or any GTA game? I mean, that's not how most people talk, right? It's a very specific... So, like, specifically GTA, like, maybe GTA San Andreas. So, like, you have a specific character in a specific situation. And, I mean, that's not how most people talk. It's not representative of... it's not representative of the normal... What's considered, like, normal or standard English. But it's still English, and it's still easily understood as English. And you can still, like, easily learn from it. Like, new words and vocab and whatever. As long as you have a certain... base level of understanding to differentiate between what is colloquial and what is just speech. Manga Japanese is so different from how we learn Japanese. It depends. Past a certain level, it's really not all that different. So let's look at it like this. If I draw it, maybe it'll be more obvious. Hey, thank you for the follow. How do I read this? Unlucky. Unlucky. Follow. Arigatou gozaimasu. Maybe think of it like this. She doesn't have close to language gap like anime Japanese. Yes, so maybe think of it like this. This is Japanese, okay? I've drawn these diagrams before, but this is all of Japanese, okay? So daily usage Japanese, which is... Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. Daily usage is what you should use, say you go to Japan as a tourist and you want to talk to friends and not be getting weird looks, okay? Is like here. Okay. And then, so this is like, let's call it DU for daily usage, okay? Daily usage. Daily usage Japanese. That's big. Yeah, it's a bit big, right? You could argue that, well, all of Japanese is actually much, much larger or whatever. So we could argue that DU should be a little bit smaller, right? But not to proportion. It's more about the next bubble that I'm gonna draw. And then so like you have, depending, and then you have like a spectrum I would say, you know, if you read like a slice of life manga or whatever, or you watch a TV show, then it can be anything from being exactly you to being like slightly outside, maybe something like this. It can be this, or if you read like a fantasy story, it's like hard fiction, like a lot of fantasy, a lot of weird characters, then it can be like this. It depends. I would argue that it rarely goes like half. You always like, you know, Gorilla-san, sub arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much for the sub. Kansha shitemasu. Arigatou. Just you. In my eyes, anime just crossed you 1%. No, that is demonstrably wrong. Because I mean, for example, all the grammar is the same. You can't have, you know, all like the grammar is the same, no matter how hard you go into like a specific vocab. The whole grammar system is still the same. Like the whole foundation is still the same. It's like the house is painted in a different color, but it's still made out of concrete, you know? Because I'm not just talking about vocab, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about the system, I'm talking about you know, all the grammar, sentence structure, the particle usage, all of that. It's like, I mean, it's still the same language. Anyways, my point is that people are way too afraid of like saying, you know, with anime Japanese, you're gonna sound weird. That is true, but I mean, let's look at it like this. If you only ever learn Japanese from a textbook, you're also gonna sound weird. Imagine that. If you only ever learn Japanese from Soseki novels, you're also gonna sound weird. Who could have thought? The answer to the question is both more complex and more simple. The answer is, if you only use one media, you're gonna sound weird. That's just it. Like, you have to branch out anyways. You have to watch like different shows, you have to talk to different people, and you have to see what is natural in different situations. It just takes a lot of exposure either way. So yeah, if you only ever learn through anime, then you're gonna sound weird. But you know what? If you only ever learn from textbooks, you're gonna sound weird. If you only ever learn from news articles, you're gonna sound weird. So you're gonna have to branch out either way. But that's what I advocate for. I advocate for like getting as much different stuff as possible. Kobun, yes. Next on the Twilight Zone, Mario's crossing into the DU. It sounds like something out of North Korea. Nice train. So Mario is just my little sub train. So whenever someone subscribes, Mario will start running from here to over here. And if he reaches his goal, I mean, nothing really happens. It's just a little widget. But if he doesn't, then we get like another counter, you know? It's like a little sub train thing. A little cute sub train. That's all it is. Like, let's get back to the game. Well, if you talk like GTA, you don't sound nearly as weird. You could though, depending on the situation. It's also, weirdness is really hard to classify. I mean, I can't really win this argument against you because we can't really talk about like, you know, I mean, I can't quantify weirdness. Really new to learning, just on a week actually. What would be the best thing to watch to help? I don't know watching as much as actually reading. I would probably recommend something like this. I have a bunch of guides. I would recommend you just real quick open a tab with each of those, and if you have some hours on hand, start reading like the first page of each of these. Pick one that is, you know, that seems good for what you like in an explanation, the style of explanation. You'll see what I mean if you read it, and then follow along with them for a while, and it gives you a good Jesus, Willare, calm down. And pick one that suits you and just follow along with it for a while to get an idea of the grammar system. And then for other practice, just a lot of immersion can help. You can watch the stream if you like. You'll certainly get a lot of Japanese exposure. If you want even more, you can also watch Japanese streamers, and then you should certainly learn the kana, and you should certainly learn the kana, hiragana, katakana. Thank you. How do I say arigato? Arigato, yeah, just like that, I guess. Arigato. Or if you want to write it in kana, it's like this, right? Why is it yellow? We don't want yellow, we want red. Arigato. Arigato. My nose is still itchy. Thank you. I like how I chose the kanji and then imagining Like the kanji version of arigato being equivocated to thanks, which seems so wrong. And like it's like a whole different level. Like imagine using the kanji for arigato and then saying like, oh yeah, that just means thanks, which is really weird, but it doesn't really make sense if you are unfamiliar with kanji, but yeah. I have like a hair in my thing. こんばんは。とても勉強になります。ありがとう。そうですかね。まあこちらこそありがとうございます。Kanji extremist. うざい監督ですけど、about director Uzai. Yes, so the arigato is an old conjugation of like gatai. Arigatai actually means that is like hard to possess. So you could say you're thankful like that. There's a bit of an interesting thing going on there. I think if you do some Googling, you'll see that I haven't actually dug very deep into this, but the vocab behind it is really just aru, to possess, and gatai, which means difficult to do. And I think arigatai or arigato, which is a different form of arigatai really, or a different form of that adjective, it really has to do with like expressing something that is like hard to possess or whatever. You can probably find some interesting stuff if you look up arigato and then yurai, you know, like arigato no yurai. Maybe if you look up this phrase, maybe you'll find like interesting articles about where it comes from, the phrase itself. Uzai kantoku desu kedo, about director Uzai. Why leave words in kana since there's print and computers? Because it's easier, I guess. Also, yeah. Nikui can be written like Nikui too. I rarely see it. If I read this kanji, I would always read it as gatai. But yeah, Nikui. Nikui and gatai are the same. It's just that gatai is much more formal. So you would say like tabe nikui would be tabe gatai, which is just a more formal version of that. あいつは姫神の言いなりに動く。言いなりに動く。ふぬけた男だよ。So he's a good for nothing man that will do anything that Himegami says. いいなりに. So we've had this narini before. That shows up here, which really just means, in this case, いいなりに. This narini being basically like Himegami no いいなりに, and い is to say, right? So just as Himegami says, he will move. So he moves according to whatever Himegami says. Oh gosh. You know, hey .nest, you know I made this line here without holding down shift, but it's so straight, I can't believe it. How did I do that? That's crazy. The other two I did with shift, I think, but yeah. Damn. Damn! ふぬけた男よ. So ふぬける is like, it's like manuke and all these other ones. ふぬけた. I think ふ might be that one, but ふぬけ. ふぬけ. Oh, okay, it's different. Yeah, coward. So ふぬけた男 is, you know, to be a coward basically. Good for nothing, a coward. Something that you sometimes see is having the past tense of a verb used almost like an adjective, where you just say ふぬける and you get like ふぬけた and just smack that in front of any noun. So ふぬけた男. Something that happens. Yeah. Kind of. It's basically just using the whole structure of, you know how like relative clauses form, where you can just plug any verb in front of a noun. Basically using it as a rentaike, which is basically what you would call that. A noun and a verb in front of a noun is often called rentaike, or is grammatically called rentaike. But then often it takes almost the purpose of an adjective, basically. Japanese language. That makes the difficulty of the Japanese language. I disagree. I think it's very simple. Or not simple. I think it's like one of the easier things, because Japanese relative clauses are really, really simple compared to English ones. for different reasons. First of all, English relative clauses are really annoying because you have to mind different tenses. You always have to like match up tenses and stuff like that. That doesn't happen in Japanese. In English, you have to use specific words such as who, that, which, etc., which are difficult to explain and very like have a lot of rules associated with them. That doesn't exist in Japanese. Nothing to worry about there. It's really just a matter of taking a verb, plugging it in front of a noun, and that's all you do. How long have I been speaking Japanese? I mean, I've been learning Japanese for the better part of eight years, and like I guess you could say speaking Japanese for about that long, quite a while, you know. But I have never sort of dove. What's the past? I dived or whatever. I've never like jumped in like 100%, where I did nothing but like focus on Japanese. So maybe to put this into context, if you were to sit down and study really, really hard, you could catch up to me in a matter of, you know, 3 to 5 years maybe, depending on how much effort you make. Maybe 2 if you're like really focused on it. Do you know if inari, so inari and yutori can be exchanged? They seem similar. Yeah, so let me think about this. I mean, they could probably be exchanged, but let me think of... I've never dived in. Dove. Yeah, I dove into it. I dove. I think dove would just be the participle as well. Himegami no yuu tori ni yogoku inari ni. I feel like with inari ni, it sounds a little bit more like he's just a lackey, and with yuu tori ni, it just sounds like he moves as she instructs. They're very similar. Riko, follow, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Game Grammar. どうかな?日本人の皆さん、お助けを。ゴリラさん、ロゲさん、どう思いますか?それに、クラムさん、まだいますのなら、こう、姫神の言う通りに動くと、姫神の言いなりに動くの違いについてどう思いますか? What do you think? I think like, saying 言う通りに sounds less like, 何の話だった? I feel like 言う通りに sounds less like you're calling them a lackey の方が普段からそうしている感じがする。言う通り、as somebody says. Anweisung mit Anspruch auf Gehorsam Vorleistung. Basically means same. It's very similar. 一時的な感じかも。言う通りに。Yes, that's kind of good. I think I agree with that. What Roge-san says. So, okay. To answer that question, zero. They are very similar, but as more of a commanded nuance. Yes, so I would agree with that. They're very similar, but this inari ni sounds a lot like he's just like the lackey and he always does what he says. And yutori ni sounds more like in this specific instance he just did what she said. But so yeah, they're very similar. Thank you. 皆さんありがとうございます。いや、便利だな、こういう時は。Since I don't know who Granny is talking about right now, how would you call it? Man who is talking about. Who is she talking about? You could say, like, 誰の話をしてる like, 誰について話している誰のこと like, 誰のことを話している Who's she talking about? Something like that. Yeah, something like that I would say, probably. どうも、姫神にいじめられるのが嬉しいみたいだね。So, どうも、you may know like どうも as a short version of どうもありがとうございます which is like thank you, right? Like, どうも. This is different. She's not saying thank you. どうも also means in any way, like any way you look at it, right? どうも. I wonder if this will show up in the dictionary. どうも. どうも, thank you. Much, very inspired, try as hard as one might. Yeah, there you go. It's kind of this one. No matter how hard one may try not to. Yeah, どうも. So this meaning is also, yeah, it's kind of similar to どうしても, but どうも basically means どう means how or in what way, and then with も means like any way, any which way, right? Kind of like that. Like 誰も means like any person, even though daremo is mostly used with negatives to mean no one. So domo in this sentence, in this sentence is more like, no matter how you look at it, 姫神さんにいじめられるのが嬉しいみたいだね. It appears to me that he's just happy to be bullied by her, if that makes sense. いじめられる is passive, so to be bullied by, and 姫神に here marks the by her, basically. This is passive. We've talked about passive many times in the past. It's one of those big... I feel like passive is one of those big stepping stones that people struggle with, but once you've understood it, it's really like, once you've taken that step and you understand passive, it's like, alright, you get it now and you don't have to worry about it anymore, for the most part. If you are interested, there is a video here on the channel, under the highlights, there's a video here in the highlights that we talk about passive and potential, I think, for about an hour and a half. And then maybe that can be a good starting point. And then, yeah. Taking a long time to get it. Understanding is not enough. We're getting into semantics there, really. You could argue that you need to follow the sentence with that. You need to follow the sentences with that. I don't understand what that means. We can argue about the semantics of what it means to understand something in language. So... but that's, I'm not a linguist, so I don't know what words were usually used for this, but of course you could argue that, like, there's like, at first you have no understanding, you don't know how it happens, then someone explains it to you and you have like an understanding, but that doesn't mean that you've really grasped all of it. And then after a lot of practice, a lot of exposure, at some point you will have like a profound understanding of it where you really know. Without confusing whether it's potential in the Ichidan verb. Yes, of course, but like, we don't need to use such a complex thing as potential or passive to indicate the importance of context. Like, you can make a much easier example of this, of how important context is, by just mentioning that pronouns generally aren't like mentioned or whatever, or that subjects can be implied. So just knowing like who something is about has to do with context often. I feel like saying that there's some profoundness to understanding whether something is potential or passive is like giving it too much credit, because in the end it just boils down to the importance of context. It's not something unique to the usage of passive and potential. Or like just using words like tekito. Tekito is highly context dependent and can be translated in almost like opposite meanings depending on the context, which is not unique to Japanese, but Japanese is also, you could say Japanese is very context dependent, but every language is context dependent. It's just very, very apparent in Japanese, because maybe you could say that it's more so dependent than other languages. I propose game grammar context. Yeah, maybe. Which one would you replace? It's a good emote, but like, I always wonder like, when are we gonna use it, right? Ne, naruhodo kun. Nande? Say naruhodo. Why is that? Sa ne. Well, I don't know. I don't know. There you go. I don't know. Sa ne. Ibukuro-san. About Ibukuro. 胃袋さんのことですけど、about 胃袋さん。あんた You! 今日はよくもいい加減なことを言ってくれたね。So, 今日はよくも it's a phrase you could say for how dare you. いい加減なことを言ってくれたね。You, like, how dare you say something so outrageous? 胃袋。Amazing. Oh, thank you so much, anonymous donator, anonymous cheerer, I should say. 100 bits. Wow, thanks. Hey, I'm getting the anonymous cheers now. That's crazy. I feel appreciated by anonymous sources. Thank you. 今日はよくもいい加減なことを言ってくれたね。So, like, how dare you say something outrageous today? Like, this day, like, now that you've come here, how dare you say something this outrageous? ね。Yeah, another usage of, I'll just call it like depicting spoken language. Reading some Japanese artist having a meltdown over some reposting their artwork. Yokumo. Interesting. Yeah, Yokumo. How dare you? Which is it this one? Wait. Ah, it's not working. Wait. Is it here?
How dare you?
How dare you? It's not recognizing my hotkeys for some reason. Maybe caps lock. Numlock it was off. Wait, I missed someone. Gyadaran? Am I reading that right? Thank you for the follow. Follow, arigatou gozaimasu. Why the kureta? So, itte kureta. It can have, this is like a difficult to explain usage, but like this te kureru can have a little bit of a meaning of an unwanted kindness, or rather something that was done to someone or for the sake of someone, but that was completely unwanted. So, there's a yoku mo iikagen na koto itte kureta ne. Like, how dare you, like, go out of your way and do this to me, or something like that. It's a less used version, but yeah, it's not like it was a favor to her. Yeah, but like, it's this unwanted kindness. It's like, we came here to talk to her, and like, we said this to her to like engage her, but that's not at all what she wanted. So it's basically like, it's like the reverse usage almost, but it's hard to explain, yeah. But sometimes you hear it as like, yatte kureta na, so like, now you really did it. Like, now you've really messed us up. Like, why give me such a thing? Yeah, it's like the sarcastic opposite use of kureru, basically. Ah, ow, my foot. 大スターの胃袋ちゃんをこともあろうに That is a very fancy thing to say. I have rarely heard this, but kotomo aro ni probably means even though things are the way they are, but kotomo aro ni. Have I seen this? Of all things. Okay. Kotomo aro ni naze kare wa tanjoubi ni boushiなんかくれたんだろう. Okay. Interesting. Of all things. 大スターの胃袋ちゃんをこともあろうに. Alright, so of all things, that huge star 胃袋。犯罪者呼ばわりするなんて。Okay, that makes sense. Sometimes you have to like check out the rest of the sentence, but yeah. 今日はよくもいい加減なことを言っていただいたね。Yeah, you don't usually hear that. Also, you have to be careful with replacing like kureru and itadaku. Those are different. Remember that itadaku is the kenjogo of morau and not kureru. So those are different. There's a different nuance there versus using morau and kureru. Kureru emphasizing the action of the other person, morau emphasizing more your position of receiving something. Hyperbole. Yeah, I mean, you could say that it works that way, but yeah. Yokumo. That's just how I don't think anyone would use it that way, but I mean, if it's hyperbole, then that's probably what you wanted anyways. But I wanted to point that out because those are two different verbs. 犯罪者呼ばわりするなんて. To go around and call him a criminal. Yobawari means like to call someone something, to go around calling someone a certain way. Oba-chan! 許さないよ! I'm never gonna allow that. I'm never gonna forgive you for that. Wow, okay. 本気で怒ってるぞ. She's really mad. Yeah. いいかい? 胃袋ちゃんはね. Listen, 胃袋ちゃん. He's... おばちゃんの目をごまかすために煮干しの着ぐるみを盗むような. This is a very long sentence, so I'm probably gonna have to look at both of them to translate. おばちゃんの目をごまかすために for the sake of, or for the purpose of trying to deceive you should say. She's talking about herself in the third person. So really, おばちゃんの目 would be my eyes. If we were to translate it in direct speech, we would say my eyes, right? Because she's talking about herself here, just using third person. おばちゃんの目をごまかすために for the purpose of deceiving me. 目をごまかす means to deceive someone's eyes, to deceive the way someone sees something. 煮干しの着ぐるみを盗むような. such a thing as stealing Niboshi's costume, and then I assume she would say like he would never do that. So like, suru wake ga nai mitai. I think something like suru wake ga nai will come up next. So is Oba-chan cynical? She's not. She's cynical, yeah. She's also just rude. She's just very rude. Like she's very not rude. I should say. Like well, yeah, she is pretty rude. She's very direct at like blaming people for stuff. So yeah. Okay. おばちゃんの目をごまかすために煮干しの着ぐるみを盗むような。そんな卑怯なことは絶対しないんだ。Okay, such a cowardly thing. He would never do that. Yeah, see, there you go. 絶対しない。So, そんな卑怯なこと。卑怯 means cowardly. 卑怯。Wait, 卑怯なこと。This one. 卑怯なこと。She is very defensive. Yeah. She's very defensive. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, she doesn't think that anything she thinks is wrong, and you know, she has a very rigid view of how the world should be, I guess. Cowardice. 卑怯. So 卑怯なことは絶対しないんだ. He would never do such a cowardly thing. Alright, well, I guess that's all she has to say for today. I don't really have anything to show her, so 移動しましょう。ね。スタッフエリア。まあ、まずはスタッフエリアに行きましょう。Let's go to the staff area. 10月19日。Is this the first game? Yeah, this is the first game. This is actually only the third case. We've only done 2 cases. Believe it or not. Ha! Because, you know, we're blazing through this. After, what, 60 hours? I mean, it's understandable. 10月19日、某時刻。A certain time, the same day, obviously, 撮影所、staff area of the studio. 撮影は今日も中止か。So, they're not shooting today as well. 中止 means to be interrupted or to be on hold, anything like that. 中止。早すぎ。I know, right? 中止 suspension, stopped, interruption, discontinuance. I like this word, discontinuance. That's very fancy. So 撮影は今日も中止か. So the shooting is on hold for today as well. 一回ぐらい見てみたかったな. I wanted to see it just about like I wanted to see it at least like once. 一回ぐらい, which means like about like approximately or at least once. In this case, it's probably more appropriate to say at least once. I wanted to see it at least once. 明日の法廷で決着をつけるから、それから見に来ればいい。見に来ればいいよ。明日の法廷で at tomorrow's trial 決着をつけるから we will finish this. We will put an end to it. We will find a conclusion. それから見に来ればいいよ。All you have to do is come here to see it after that. それから means like after that has happened. そうだね。True. Okay, sorry. 睡眠薬の瓶ってここで見つかったんだよね。The little file? 来れば。これ来れば。マジ Okay, sorry. 来れば。Okay, 来れば。明日見に来ればいい。Interesting. Okay, I just had that wrong in my head. Thank you, Roge-san. So yeah, good thing to remember the conjugations of kuru. Konai, kureba. Hard time plugging words from the dictionary into the sentences. I think that usually comes from that usually stems from a lack of solid foundational understanding of grammar, I think. Not to say it in a mean way, but in my experience, being unable to use a dictionary effectively within like real sentences is usually more an issue of not knowing the grammar rather than not being able to like use the vocab. But or other way of phrasing that is to use the vocab appropriately, you need to know the grammar. Yeah. So because in the extreme case, you should be able to replace every word in a sentence with like literal like variables and then just switch in whichever vocab you need and adjust conjugations and everything else appropriately. So yeah. If you want to elaborate what you're having difficulty with exactly, then maybe we can dive into that. 映画 B です。Yeah. 映画 A movie. 睡眠薬の瓶ってここで見つかったんだよね. We found the file with the sleep medicine here, didn't we? For the other sentence. The thing with disturbance, a sleeping pill vase. Yeah, I don't like vase is a bit of a weird translation here, but bean can also mean file. Yeah, it can also mean like a file or a flagon or a decanter or a jar. Disturbance doesn't sound right. With disturbance. I'm not quite sure which one that would be. Like plugging disturbance into what with disturbance? Doesn't sound right. Do you wait, what sentence are we talking about? When did disturbance come up? I don't remember. そうだよ, that's right. Here, that's what I wanted to show you, by the way. So it's probably more appropriate to say file or like container, whatever. Bean. It's kind of, I'm kind of blocking it too, but essentially is this here. Should I move? I don't really want to move my camera, but I can hide it. Here, this thing, you can see it, right? Something about being put on hold. 中止. Yeah. But it doesn't say disturbance in here. It says suspension, stoppage, discontinuance, or interruption. Because disturbance would be, there's another word for disturbing something, jama, or there's another one for like interfering with something, but I forgot. Yeah, that. Yeah, disturbance is not one of the options there. Because it's not about disturbing, it's about something that happened and is now not happening anymore. Yeah, sorry, I meant to say discontinuance. I don't know, it's a matter of taste at that point. It's a bit of a big word, to be fair, discontinuance. But you could say filming is still discontinued, is it? I think that's fine. It's probably not the most natural thing to say, but it works. A dictionary isn't supposed to like tell you exactly what words to use, but it's supposed to give you a list of options. So sometimes not all of them may work, right? Because that's just how it is. You can't just take, like, sometimes only some of the translations will actually be appropriate. It's just that a dictionary tries to give you every possible option for every possible context, as much as it can. It usually can't do that 100%. You just have to pick the one that you think is appropriate. But really, you don't have to 100% translate a sentence to understand what it means. So if you use a dictionary to understand a sentence, you should just look at the translations and then maybe have an idea of what this means and use the context of the sentence and the story, the context on the story to sort of like really understand what the word is supposed to do, finding something that actually works. Yeah, I mean that's not usually required. Like in this case with 撮影はまだ撮影は中止. What was it? 撮影は中止してる or something. Like the filming is interrupted. They're not filming right now. You could take more liberties here. You don't have to use any of these words. You can just say they're not filming, right? And then I haven't used any of these words, and that's fine. It depends on what your goal is. It depends on... That's the interesting thing about translation. Maybe to go on a quick tangent, but it's really interesting to me specifically or especially because I try and explain things in a way where it makes sense to understand the Japanese. And that's not usually... So this may sound strange, but that's not usually what translation is for. Translation is usually so that you don't even... The perfect translation would be so you understand perfectly what it says without even having to know that it was originally Japanese. Can anyone in chat put もう一度言ってください lettering, just only phrases. Maybe someone will do that for you. The purpose of translation for a media is usually to say, like, you don't even notice what it originally was because the translation is hopefully good enough for you to just look at the translation and be like, oh, this is what it means, and that's good, and you don't need the original, right? That would be the goal of translation. For me, the goal is different because I try and teach you Japanese. I try and relate the Japanese to the English. I try and stay closer to the original Japanese, which sometimes will cause translations to be a little bit more awkward, but hopefully more easy to interpret. So that has to do with, often has to do with the order in which I say the words. So sentence structure, sentence ordering, which can often be switched around a lot to make things more natural, but in turn is also then more distant, more removed from the Japanese original. So I try and walk a line where I try and find the best representation in natural English, but also something that is sufficiently close that you're hopefully mentally able to draw the links in such a way that you're like, oh, okay, I understand that this word he translated to get this, and this sentence structure or this grammar point he translated to get this, right? And then sometimes if I have to change things a lot, I maybe go back and explain the whole sentence, or I analyze the whole structure of the sentence like separately. But there's a different line there. So depending on what your goal is, the way you approach translation can be very different. It also has to do with your target audience. Yeah, things don't directly translate English. Yes, well, obviously, right? HS. So again, like, there is usually not a direct translation. Sometimes there is. Often there isn't. And then you have to sort of make decisions based on what is your target audience and what is the goal you're trying to achieve with that translation, right? So, for example, this sentence. 他にもわからないのかな? 他にもわからないのかな? What did we read before this? So, other than that, things we don't understand, I wonder. I feel like I kind of forgot what she said before that. Let's find the next one. 他にもわからないのかな? I wonder if there's anything else we don't understand, or let's see. Okay, Itonoko. ダメっす! 触っちゃダメっす! Can't touch that! Alright, this is kind of hard to translate directly or indirectly. 何かない? 何かない? Oh, 他にわからないこと 何かない? わからない? Yeah, わからない. す. Yeah, so Itonoko uses su a lot, which su is generally a more... It's like, it's supposed to be a short form of this, but then also it's a bit rougher than just using this. So he's being like medium polite, I guess. I'm still trying to find like a full sentence where I can demonstrate what I was just talking about, but these are obviously not very good for that because they're just short exclamations. ダメっす! 触っちゃダメっす! You can't touch that! Kya! Okay. Did we get shot? Referred to an evidence. Yes, he says that we shouldn't... I think he probably means that we shouldn't touch that file that we had. We get some more coffee. How was your weekend, Chess? I saw you streamed like something. It was like yesterday or the day before. I'm not quite sure, but it wasn't it's so bad. It wasn't the other game. It was the other game. I don't know any names. Wait, no, you were playing the one with. Listen, I'm bad at names. You're playing the Vomit Rain game, and then you're playing another game that wasn't that game. Stellaris. There you go. Was it fun? Isn't Stellaris the one where it's like? It looks not RPG, it looks RTS-ish to me, but also in space, so I don't know. I mean, and it's not RTS, I guess it's more like, what would you call it, like an economy game? I don't know. Yeah, smans, no one, I mean, I'm sorry. And it's like a huge game. Yeah, it's RTS kind of. もしかしたら驚かせてしまったかもしれないっすな. 4x game, 4 times the game, 10 times the detail. Like, this is the Fallout 76 announcement all over again. もしかしたら驚かせてしまったかもしれないっすな. I might have surprised you there. So, alright, let's maybe use this sentence to portray what I was talking about earlier. What would be the most natural way of translating it? I mean, that's arguable, but let's say it's something like, oh, could it be that I surprised you? Like, or like, could it be that I maybe surprised you? Something like that, right? もしかしたら驚かせてしまったかもしれないっすな. What is a way of translating this which is much closer to the original Japanese? Well, maybe something like もしかしたら we would translate to could it be 驚かせてしまったかもしれない。Could it be, have I maybe surprised you accidentally or something? There's like a lot going on in there, which a lot of these translations with てしまう plus かもしれない plus the na at the end, just adding different nuances. But the gist of the sentence, you know, is like, could it be, did I surprise you? Perchance, or maybe, did I maybe surprise you? Is that it? 驚かせて. Yeah, 驚かす means to surprise someone. It's usually you could say the causative, but 驚かす. Yeah, it's kind of the causative, or also call it the transitive version of 驚く. 驚かす. I think it should show up separately in the dictionary. Yeah, it does. To surprise, to create a stir. So sometimes, because 驚く, 驚かせる, 驚かす. Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's very similar. It's very similar to just saying something like 驚く and like causative, but no, it's a little bit different because it ends in su. Make you become surprised. Yeah, basically, you could interpret it like that. The 驚かす here is basically that. 驚かす to surprise, to frighten, to create a stir. もしかしてなくて wait もしかしなくても wait もしかしなくても wait what 驚きました what does that mean もしかしなくても もしかしてまあもしかして is also する so もしかしなくても okay I get it interesting I've just never heard that もしかしなくても驚きました it's not maybe we were surprised. Why you shouldn't care about Jeopardy levels. 恵まれる is N2 and it's just passive form of 恵む which is N1. Hey! Amazing. いやいや。well. たまには自分もドラマチックに決めてみたいっす。空とこず That's okay. I'm bad at reading. Sora さん、フォローありがとうございます。Thank you for the follow. Welcome to game Guama. Just replace all R's with W's. How are you doing? Are you learning Japanese? Are you Japanese? Are you learning English? Are you learning complex calculus? Tell us about you. たまには自分もドラマチックに決めてみたいっす. So sometimes I also wanna be dramatic, you know? This like 決める it's hard to say like so 決める means to basically decide on something, but what he means is more like it's more like have the appearance of or like be dramatic. ドラマチックに So this is really where the weirdness of loanwords shines in Japanese. So dramatic obviously is from dramatic, and we know that dramatic is generally an adjective, right? So this would be like an adjective. Now, here this just gets then like abused to say like, okay, well if we add ni to an adjective like this, if it isn't an e adjective, which it isn't, right? Because it doesn't end in e, I guess. And then we basically use it as an adverb, right? So we basically use this adverbially. So ドラマチックに決めてみたいっす. So I wanna make things dramatic myself every once in a while. たまには自分も me too ドラマチックに決めたいっす. Like I wanna be dramatic once in a while, you know. Passive by context makes Japanese a bit harder. Yeah, we had like a discussion about this recently, how verbs of feeling in English are often passive by nature. What was it? To be felt, to be heard, to something like that. It was something else, like to be frightened. So for example, to be frightened, to be happy, something like that. So like these emotion things are often like you have to use them passively in English, or like they're passive by nature in English also. And then like the Japanese ones would have to be turned into passive for that to work. What was it? I forgot what it was. If only I had like perfect memory. Kimeru, decide. Yeah, so like this is the kind of kimeru where you also have pozu or kimeru, which is like to take a pose. Let me see, maybe the dictionary will be able to help me here. to fix, to go through it, to always do. Yeah, there's like a lot of possible options to interpret this. To carry out successfully, you could say like to carry out a move, a pose and dance, to succeed in doing. ドラマチックに決める game had kana habit. There's enough kana in the game for sure, but this is not that uncommon in colloquial like shows. Kime means act, perform, show. みたいな. Yeah, there, right? So like, I'm trying to see if there's like the good. It'd probably be something like this. So he wants to basically act dramatically. So it's like Clam said. So like, ドラマチックに決める. Also, having kanji here wouldn't really help you because it is still this kanji. You just have to understand like the different nuances of it. ティックときたな。ティクッときた。ティクッときた。ティクッときたってなんだ? So, this is really hard to translate. ティクッときた. So, he came to tick us. I don't know. That's very hard to translate. 5本 which is just coughing. とにかく、ちょっとそのテーブルの皿を調べるっす。ドラマティックだね。そうね、ティック。いや、なんだけど、こう、ドラマティックって、まあ、それは分かってるけど、どうやってこう、ティクッときたを翻訳すればいいのか全然分からない。That's really hard. Like, I don't know. It's... like, it kind of makes sense in Japanese as like a pun or whatever, but I don't even know. I would just not... 確かに. Yeah, I would just probably not translate that or like do a completely different pun. とにかく、ちょっとそのテーブルの皿を調べるっす。Anyways, I will investigate those plates on that table. He came dramatically. Yeah, something like that. もしかして睡眠薬の? Could it be to investigate for the sleeping medicine? Oh, right, Valara, you talked about earlier this being a case about someone being drugged. Not really, kind of. So the suspicion right now is that our defendant, not our defendant, sorry, our the accused person was probably, yeah, チク. そうね、確かドラマチック。なのにさらにカッコつけてドラマティックと言ったから、なるほどが驚いたのかな。そういう感じかな。The version kanji. 睡眠薬. Yeah. Basically, he seems to be thought that I tend to say dramatic. True. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So what people are talking about right now is that the joke is kind of that, like, usually when you would say dramatic, you would say chiku. So dramatic. But dramatic is like even more sort of going the extra mile. It's like even more extravagant. So ちょっとカッコつけてら. Yeah, so like, and because he was kind of like he was actually like acting cool and all of that, so that's why we were surprised just about the phrasing as well. Something like that. That's kind of like where the joke probably would be. So yeah, the suspicion is that the extra kilometer for us Europeans, the suspicion is that like probably or our client Niboshi was probably drugged to be to fall asleep, and during that time his costume was stolen, and then a crime was committed by the person wearing that costume to frame it on him. That's the current situation, or that's the current theory that we're going with. Obviously from our side, wanting our client to not be guilty, this is what we're going with. It seems to be likely. What are you talking about? Right, so about using kanji and not using kanji, an interesting part about this is also that you have to see that to give each character a certain feeling when you read their phrases, it can also be something that the game designer or the writer for the game may use, is that a certain character may use a higher amount of kanji than another character. This also has to do with how you interpret the way a character's speech, even though it's written. So like even though it's written, the way it looks can also affect how you would sort of interpret that character. So this is another difference that you could give, say that like one character tends to use more kanji than another, gives it automatically like a more formal appearance, or it makes it sound almost in your head, it almost makes it sound more formal. So there's all of these like little things that you can do whether you use kanji or not. Or a lack of kanji can also make someone sound Yeah, it's true, right? Or a lack of kanji can also make someone sound less intelligent or more childish. Even though in spoken language you wouldn't be able to tell at all, but in written, in manga and in games, often um, characters that use few kanji can come across as childish, or children will use very few kanji in their speech bubbles, stuff like that. Like these interesting things that can happen. Yes, of course, but this is this is written, right? That's the whole point. You can't hear people say kanji. Of course you can't. But when you write it down, you can see it, and it still evokes an image in your head. Like you can still paint a picture. He said it in kana before. Yeah, it also depends on who he's talking to, though, so to speak. Yeah, it also can depend on who he's talking to. But yeah, suiminyaku no. Sosu. And also, the way katakana is used, especially in this game, but in general, can often be used as a way of emphasizing certain words. Again, since like there's a difference between like talking and depicting talking, if that makes sense. So to us, the reader, a yeah, I don't remember who said it in kana and who doesn't, but this is more of a general thing, anyways. To us, the reader, a word suddenly in katakana, which used to be in kanji or hiragana, can now suddenly stand out in a sentence. So this is also a tool to make the reader more aware of that word. It's similar to using italics, which then also is like there's no clear way to interpret how italics would sound when you read them, but when you read them, you understand that they emphasize a word in a certain way. So yeah, that's where like written language and spoken language is different, and they have different tools at their disposal. Whereas in spoken language, we have such things as intonation and stress and cadence and everything that can influence how we sound. In written language, we have the letters we use, we have making something boldface, making something italic. In Japanese, you have whether you use kana or kanji, all of these different things. So yeah, and like how you place your commas, all of these things are they're different tools, but they're there to achieve the same thing, which is to basically color your language. So at the end, Gamshu's speech, a habit of his. Yes, so it is a habit of his, but also note that it's a small tsu. First of all, oh, I just noticed that I have like a little speck of red here. So this is a small tsu, but in general, like when people have like small tsu and then tsu like this. Wow, that's an ugly tsu. Let me do that again. So this kind of thing is basically a more colloquial shorthand for this. But it's considered to be much less polite. So in like very formal situations, you should probably not use su. It's also considered to be pretty male language. You don't know how to type. Usually you can get small characters by prefacing them with X. So XTU or XTSU should give you small tsu. It should. I'm not sure. Futaba marui talks to is the meaning of this. Kids use it a lot of kana, but not full kana. So there you go. You did it. You can also get this to make small L, like XA should give you like a small vowel, like a small you know, like the tiny little which look kind of fancy. Yeah, so su like this is a shorthand for this. You'll hear like it's sort of a middle ground between talking politely and talking casually. You might hear like male people say it in the work environment towards people that are like maybe slightly higher positions, maybe like the section chief or whatever, like just like the person that is like slightly higher to you, so you have to be polite, but it's also fairly casual. But it also depends on the person and it depends on the situation a lot. This will be overplayed in media for like effect, so like in media you might be more likely to hear su a lot, for like there's characters that use that almost exclusively. Gominisai, hello, good evening, how are you? But yeah, generally this su is like a shorthand of this elementary school girl. Futaba marui is an elementary school girl. Is that so? A double letter like atta. Yeah, you can cheat and like get like atta and then just delete the other two if you wanted to. This can be more cumbersome in some cases. そうっす。痕跡を調べるっす. That's right. We're looking for remains. 痕跡 means any traces, like yeah. Traces is probably good. あざっす。うん。ありがとうございます。そうね。痕跡. 痕跡 is some traces, things that are left behind. And remember, they're still talking about the sleeping medicine, so it makes sense for him to use the word 痕跡. そうっす。痕跡を調べるっす. We're gonna look for some traces of that sleep medicine. Hey, the music is back. We're blessed by music once more. Today really tests my multitasking once again because, oops, I wanted to talk to you. Because once again, we're going off on a lot of tangents, which I enjoy. Oops, I actually, never mind. Alright, so, 操作の方はどうなってるんですか? Okay. 移動する. Is there anything you wish you could have not done when you started learning? That's a good question. I feel like I stumbled into a pretty good way of studying, but more like accidentally than anything else. I don't really regret many things that I did with my studies. I think it was fine. Maybe I could say I should have been more diligent, but even then, I mean, I'm kind of happy that I'm able to like understand Japanese to the level that I am today, though it's far from perfect. Yeah, I mean, I started studying kanji fairly early on. I started among the first things that I learned was grammar, and I don't regret that. I think that's good. Sosa, yeah, Sosa is investigation. I really am like grateful to my past self for studying very independently. I studied extremely independently, almost like reclusively independently. I didn't take any classes. I didn't talk to anyone in or about Japanese. I didn't have anyone around me who was studying Japanese. It was only me. I was the only person in my class and in my friend group and everything that was doing it. I didn't know anyone that was doing it. Like, literally, I was all alone in this like endeavor to study Japanese. But it didn't like bother me. I didn't feel like I needed anyone. So I learned early on to find the information that I need online. I learned early on how to Google for grammar questions. I learned early on how to get reliable information. All of these things that you can just carry on like years later, you still use the same strategies. I started reading really early on. After a few months of studying, I grabbed my first manga basically, and I was just sitting there going through every page, even though it took me half an hour to an hour just to finish 1 or 2 pages. Another thing that I think I did well, which just seemed like the right thing to do, is that the first thing I read was a manga for an anime that I've already watched, which is very good, I think, and that's something that I recommend most people even today. If you get started reading, that's really hard. Any help you can get, you should take, and some of the biggest help you can get is to already be familiar with the material. Not intimately familiar, not that you know every single sentence, but if you have an idea of where it's going, if you have an idea about what each conversation is kind of supposed to be about, that is a huge help. Like, people underestimate, but that is tremendous. So if you have a general idea for where it's supposed to go while you read, that can really help you sort of stay on track. Intimately familiar. Yeah, so like not to the point where you already know every single sentence, because then you're probably just gonna ignore the Japanese and remember the English or whatever you've heard. But if you have a general idea, like maybe you've read this book in English like many years ago, or this manga or whatever, but you don't really remember, but you just kind of remember the big plot points, the general conversations, that can be a huge help. So yeah, I mean, there's not many things I regret. The biggest issue is staying focused on it for years. Yeah, I was just lucky in that I never really found it to be a chore in any way, or found it to be boring in any way. It was more of a thing that I did because I wanted to anyways. For me, very much the journey seemed to be part of the goal. My journey for learning Japanese already mostly consists in just consuming the media that I already wanted to consume, which is like books, manga, websites, anime, and all these things, which was the original goal, was to be able to consume that. I started doing that very early on, so it felt like each minute spent with that was basically just already like benefiting from my goal. It's like, it felt like basically having the fulfillment of reaching the goal continuously from a few months in all the way to years later. 本は泣き逃げられない. Okay. Don't cry. I'm having a lot of fun learning despite it being frustrating. It never felt frustrating to me because maybe I also never expected Japanese learning to be any easy. Like I never had the expectation of it being like easy or even like doable. My expectation actually was that I wouldn't be able to do it. My expectation originally was like, yeah, this is, I mean, I'm gonna try, but it's probably gonna fail. Like, I probably can't do this. So every step I took and it was successful felt like a reward. Yeah, I agree. Even now, I don't think I can. The only thing that is frustrating for me is how much I lose when I don't do it consistently. That's true. Expect nothing, hope for the best. Yeah, pessimistic optimism. Books can't run away crying. You wouldn't say naki nigerarenai. So you wouldn't say like naki nigeru to mean like run away crying. You would say something like naki nagara nigeru or something to run away while crying. So not to go with the Japanese. I also had the advantage of having a lot of time on my hands. I was a high school student when I started, so I didn't really have anything else to do than to just read a little bit about Japanese in my free time. Genki 1, Chapter 3 gave me a reality slap. The other chapter where you actually have to do verb thingies. Oh man, I love conjugations. The more I learn about, that's how the speech bubble said it. Interesting, yeah. Naki nigeru. Naki nigeru. That sounds a bit strange to me, but maybe I'm wrong. I wouldn't say it that way, that's what I can say. Sousa no hou. I read this last time I sousa no kata, which is wrong. It's sousa no hou wa dou natteru desu ka? How is the investigation? How is the investigation going? Interesting. Beginning to enjoy the power of conjugation. Dude, conjugation is so good! I love reading about... I love, like, learning how conjugation is interpreted in the Japanese way. Like, the way Japanese... like, the Japanese way of teaching their own grammar is very fun. Because it's, like, very plug and play. It seems very nice. It's like... It feels like I don't know. It feels like math. It feels like modifying matrices. It feels like, oh, I put it in this form, and then now I can solve these equations with it. It's like, I don't know. More exposure, slowly noticing I can tell it sounds more and less natural. Yeah, right. Over time, language Laplace. Yeah, true. It's like you have these 5 stem forms, and then with those as a basis, and they fit so nicely into the kana table, which is like beautiful. And then you have these 5 stems. Wait, 5? 5, there we go. You have these 5 stems, and all you need to do is add auxiliary verbs, or then the fact that mas is an auxiliary verb, which makes a lot of sense if you think about it, or if you notice that like sareru or rareru are also auxiliary verbs, or that nai and aru work as auxiliaries. I don't know, that makes so much sense. Decompiling programs, yeah, it's kind of like that. We had I had a systems class last semester, and all right, take care, Chess. Good luck with housework. We had a systems class last semester about C code and assembly. Oh, okay. Carry you around. Yes, carry me. Carry me. We had a class where we had to do like C programming and some assembly, and one of the exercises was decompiling something and understanding the code based on like the assembly you get back, I think. What was it? It was something like that. And yeah, or no, it was reconstructing the programming code from the compiled assembly. And most people actually, there was that time, and then like there was this tool that the NSA had released like a year ago or so, which does exactly that. And then like most people just did that and got full score. They just plugged in the assembly into that tool that they released, and it just got out like basically the code. Yeah, I think it must be that one. Yeah, I didn't use it myself, but my friends were like, yeah, I just used that tool and it worked. So Auxverb really helped me understand more. Yes, it really fits into the conjugation scheme. I have something you may really like. Will Discord message, a Japanese visual map from the 1930s. That sounds interesting. I should do more reading too. 実際のところ大騒ぎっす。 It's actually a big commotion. このまま煮干しを、追求するべきだという意見と。So the opinion that we should 追求 means I think like how do you say 追求? It's like to prosecute, not to prosecute, pursue, yeah, to chase after, to pursue. 追求するべきだという意見と。So the opinion that we should continue pursuing or going after 煮干し and 容疑者を切り替えるべきだという意見で真っ二つっす。So basically it's split down the middle. 真っ二つ means like exactly half, split in half. 真っ二つ in two equal parts. So the two opinions, remember, like we have iken to iken, the two ikens, the two opinions of we should continue to pursue or to go after Niboshi, and the other opinion, which is yogisha o kirikaeru beki, we should change our suspect. という意見で真っ二つ. So we're split in half between people thinking that we should continue to pursue Niboshi and people who think that we should start looking for a new suspect, actually. Or we should switch our suspects, if that makes sense. 糸の子さんの意見はどうなんですか? What is your opinion, 糸の子? Or Mr. 糸の子? My opinion is that frame drops are bad. I'm out of coffee. Sad. Sad times. Damn it. But I still have water. Who here has water? Anyone who doesn't have water, go get some water. I'll wait. Go. Do it. What are you doing? Sitting on your PC without water. What were you thinking? Maybe no one does, actually. Maybe everyone has water. Then, wonderful. I congratulate you. That's very nice. I have water and Red Bull. I don't like Red Bull, but you do you. It's fine. Or iced tea. Yeah, I guess. I've been sort of off drinking soft drinks for the last few years, and it's been pretty good. I feel like just by the fact that I only drink water, I can like keep my weight without any issues, and I can eat whatever I like. Yeah, I used to drink a lot of iced tea, but honestly, water is just kind of better. Got me some tap water. Yeah, me too. 悔しいっすが it's hard to admit, or it's frustrating, but that's it. Yeah, that's a good attitude, I think. But then you drink Red Bull. You feel like a prisoner. It's okay, we're all prisoners in a way. 悔しいっす. Chess at school. Wait, chess at school is still chess, huh? Okay. Or am I getting this wrong? Is that your second account? I don't drink a lot of coffee. I drink quite a bit of coffee. Ice cold water. Yes, it is chess. Alright, good. That's that I know. Ice cold water makes me feel like a god. Like an absolute god. Amazing.
Amazing!
Very good. Yes, let us drink some ice cold water. Atte, you can just go outside and scoop up some snow, surely. Or like, you know, whatever. So, 犯人説 Täterbeschreibung 犯人説 I don't know, I've never heard that, but yeah. Oh, it's there. 煮干し犯人説 yeah, so 犯人説 maybe not quite. What I would say is that setsu can be added at the end for like the theory or the conjecture or whatever. So basically, 自分は煮干し犯人説は違うと思ってるっす. So yeah, it's not a word. It's 犯人 plus setsu, but if you look up just setsu, you will see that. You shall see that. Yeah, so it means theory, opinion, rumor, view. So basically, the view that Niboshi is the culprit, Niboshi Hannin Setsu wa chigau to omotteru su. I think that it's wrong. So the view or the theory that Niboshi is the culprit, I think is wrong. Is what he's saying. Oops. Exactly. Just not the yellow one. Just not the yellow snow, yes. Mitsurugi, wait, Kenji. Mitsurugi Kenji ni wa mata moushiwakenai koto. Once again, I'm trying to basically do something inexcusable to Prosecutor Mitsurugi. Moushiwakenai koto. Something that is inexcusable. Alright. Sousa ni tsuite, Sara. Let's look at Sara, but before that, can I make a video on wake? I will eventually. I'm not gonna say when, but I will eventually. Just, you know, that's as good a guarantee that I can get you. Wake ga aru. Yeah, if anything, I would make like, if we talk about wake, we'll talk about wake ga aru, wake atte, moushiwakenai. The way to look at moushiwake is pretty easy because if you know iwake means excuse, moushiwake is just the more polite version of saying that. So moushiwakenai literally means not excusable or there is no excuse. That's all it means. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be right back. I'm gonna get some more water, I'm gonna go to the toilet, and I'm gonna run a 1-minute ad, so stay around. Maybe also go toilet break, I don't know. I feel like I haven't been drinking as much as I should. So, you know, better stay on top of that. Guys, I'll be right back, alright? See you in a minute. Don't go anywhere, and if you do, then that's also okay, because remember, you're not a slave, so... Or I hope you aren't. Anyways. Slave with internet, maybe, I don't know. Slave to the internet? Ask yourselves. Anyways, I'll be right back. What did I? No, that didn't work. There we go. Alright. I'm back. Remember to refill your bottles with ice cold water. Yes. I know you said you wanted to do a video on that, but I kind of think of it as a nominalizer. Maybe a video might touch on that. I have made a video about nominalization, actually. The thing is, the problem with that is nominalization is a grammatical purpose, but it doesn't tell us anything about what it means, if you know what I mean, right? So if I told you, or it depends, right? It really depends, but nominalization tells us what it's doing grammatically, but it doesn't tell us much about what it means or how we should interpret it, right? It's like when I say this word is a conjunction, then we kind of know what it does, but we don't really understand how we are supposed to interpret that. That's why trying to dive deeper can often get complicated. But that aside, let us ask about the Sara. Sara ni mukou e purusuru tora. Sara. Ah, Igusuri-san followed us. Nice. 睡眠薬の痕跡を調べるってどうするんですか? Looking for traces of the sleep medicine. How are you gonna do that? 可愛くわけがない. So that would be wrong because remember, wake is a noun, so you would never use an adverb before a noun. You say kawaii wake ga nai, right? Just grammatically you can treat wake like a noun because it works that way. So you wouldn't say kawaiku wake, so you would say kawaii wake ga nai. It's just the way it's not cute. The title. Yeah, wasn't there something about imoto? I don't know. 睡眠の痕跡を調べるってどうするんですか? How are you gonna do that? Look for traces of sleep medicine. 詳しいことは持ち帰って調べるっすけど。Yeah. 俺の妹はこんなに可愛いわけがない or something. I forgot. Wasn't it that? こういう感じやったんさね。詳しいことは持ち帰って調べるっすけど。The details we'll have to like take them back with us and investigate. 俺の妹が可愛いわけがない。こんなに可愛いわけがない。そうね。そうね。I never saw that show, and I don't really plan to. 詳しいことは持ち帰って調べるっすけど。So like the details we'll have to take it home, or we'll have to take it with us and investigate. Basically in the lab. 今ここで軽く調べることができるようにと。今ここで right now here 軽く調べることができるようにと。And now I have to look at the next. Okay. 鑑識の先生が試薬をくれたっす。Okay. Full title is a mouthful too. 私が持ってないってどうせお前らのせい I forgot. Yeah, I don't know. 私が持ってない。I don't remember that one either. Yeah, it's long. So 鑑識の先生が試薬 I guess it would be 試薬試薬 It's a lot of French German 試薬how do I read this? Reagent. How do I read this? Reagent. Once more, English is proving to be more difficult. I would say like reactant, but that's very chemistry-like, isn't it? How do I pronounce this? Pronunciation. Reagent. Reagent. There we go. Reagent was correct. Alright, that just sounds wrong to me, but okay. Reagent. Interesting. Reagent. Wow.
Amazing.
Good stuff. Well, now we know. Thank you, guys. Reagent. So, and then kanshiki, I think would mean... Let me just look that up. Kanshiki. Judgment, discriminate, having an eye. Forensics. There you go. That's the one we wanted. So basically, the forensic person, no sensei. So it's not really a doctor, but here more like the title of someone respected. So you could say maybe the head of the forensics department or whatever, or the guy over from forensics got 試薬をくれたっす. So he gave me this reagent, right? And remember, the last sentence was 今ここで What was it? 今ここで少し調べることができるようにと. I think that was it. So, such that I am able, such that I can investigate a little bit right here, right now. 鑑識の先生が試薬をくれたっす. The guy from forensics gave me this reagent, if that makes sense, right? It's a bit tricky because I can't go back, but the way we translate the first part of this sentence obviously is highly dependent on how it ended there. How bad I am at English. English is hard. English is a difficult language. I would never presume or proclaim that I know English perfectly. I know it pretty well, but there's still tons of words I don't know. There's still tons of things I can't explain in English, so yeah. 反応があれば、薬の色が変わるっす. If there's a reaction, then the color of this 薬 can be a drug or a medicine or like a chemical. So if there's a reaction, the color of this chemical will change. Nice. That's amazing. What? 面白そう. That sounds very interesting. Or that's interesting. Or like how fun. Sorry, I got distracted by like reading stuff on Twitter. Ha! Ha! Itonoko-san, hayaku, hayaku! Mr. Itonoko, please do it quickly, quickly! She's so excited. This is not a chemistry experiment. Well, like, it is, but yeah. Ma, so awatecha damesu. So, maho, I know, right? So awatecha damesu. Like, you mustn't hurry me that much, or you don't get that excited about it. Awateru means to be like excited or to be hurried about something. Awateru. So awateru na. Become flustered, panic, be in a hurry to rush. So, like don't hurry me like that, or don't be in such a hurry about it. So awatecha damesu. Like, you shouldn't do that. Will we see a change in color? Yes, dot dot dot. Can you say raw rice, raw eggs in Japanese? Isn't it namagome? It's like what was the exact tongue was? Namakome, nama something, nama tamago. It's not very hard, but I forgot the exact phrasing. What was it? Nama something. What was the exact tongue twister? Namagome, nama ame? Was it nama ame? No. I forgot what it was. Can probably find it. Hayakuchi. Someone is gonna type it. Hayakuchi kotoba. Namamugi, namagome, namatamago. That was it. Namamugi, namagome, namatamago. Namamugi. Namamugi, namagome, namatamago. Yo, Rouge, hey. How are you doing? Namamugi, namagome, namatamago. That one isn't that hard. You should try and say the other one. Tokyo, kyokyakyokcho. That one's hard. Tokyo, kyokyakyokcho. Yeah. Something like that. Tokyo. Is it on Jisho? I don't think it is. No, it isn't. But this is like the full one. Tokyo, kyokyakyokcho. Or what was the other one? Kaeru pyoko. I forgot the pyoko one. That one's pretty hard too. The hardest one, peering in, is all. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. We're just casually having some fun, trying to learn some Japanese, and also hoping to solve this case. The one that they use in Monogatari is very hard. Like, something like 77度の並びで400並べ. I don't know. It's like that. Try ガスバス爆発. ガスバスブス爆発 or whatever. You can probably like extend it. お皿に垂らした薬の色、はっきりと変わったっすね. So, the chemical that, or the color of the chemical that I put on the chemical, sheesh, I can't. The color of the chemical that I put on the plate has clearly changed color, hasn't it? Well, I would have loved to see that, I guess, but I guess we're not gonna. Well, they're showing us a picture. どうやらこの皿には Oh, this is なるほど。どうやらこの皿には睡眠薬が It seems that someone put sleeping medicine on this plate. Wonder if I can find the other one. Oh, there. What is it? 斜め77度の並びで泣く泣くいななく七半七台難なく並べて長々め. That was the one. That one's actually really hard. Like, trying to say that one really hard takes a while. Here. It's this one. 斜め77度の並びで泣く泣くいななく七半七台難なくDamn it. 難なく並べて長々め. I think that's the hardest one just because it's so long. そういうことっすね. That's exactly what that means. Sodium. We got a new piece of evidence. ステーキの皿。睡眠薬の痕跡あり。So there is trace amounts of sleeping medicine. There are traces of sleeping medicine. スタッフエリアで発見。Found in the staff area or at the staff area. 大きな骨が残されている。Or 残されてる。A big bone is left behind. Or a big bone is left on the plate. 証拠品。ステーキの皿を、ステーキの皿のデータを法定記録にファイルした。You have filed the piece of evidence, namely the steak plate, into your court records. Yay! We have evidence. Let's talk about Mitsurugi Kenji. Let's talk about Mitsurugi Kenji. Prosecutor Mitsurugi. Oh, follow ありがとう、ルージュさん。Thank you for the follow, Rouge. Rogue. Is it Rouge or Rogue? Wait, am I? That's Rogue, isn't it? Not Rouge. Rouge is spelled R-O-U-G-E, I think, so this would be Rogue. Is it Rogue? Yeah, Rogue. Grey Fox. Sorry about that. Maybe like, may have read your name a little bit. Yeah, Rouge is not equal Rogue. There you go. Or Rogue is not equal Rouge. For some reason, I read that as the French one, but there you go. I got it right the second time around, I suppose. Thank you for following, man. そういえば、Mitsurugi Kenji はどうしてます? That being said, what's Prosecutor Mitsurugi up to? Like, how's he doing? どうしてます? Sounds like fun. It is. He's secretly French, trying to hide it from us. No, the secret Frenchman. Maybe. Now that would be a huge coincidence if Rogue was actually French now. それがもう、no, this isn't Nagare. I don't think so. Or is it? No. Nagare would be like with Sanzui. This is Areru actually, but I don't know what it would be with O in front of it. Oware. Okay, just Oware. USA is unfortunately pulls out the baguette. Baguette. Baguette is quite nice, but really, the baguette gets a lot of hype, but really it's just bread. There's definitely better bread. It's very iconic with its shape, but it's just another bread, okay? There's nothing to be excited about. There is much better bread. I'm saying it now, hot take, I guess. Yeah, this would be oware, which is, sorry, I'm not showing it to you, there you go. Baguette isn't bread, wow. Oware, yeah, oware, which means agitation. There is no better bread than a baguette. That's not true. Surely that's not true. Listen, guys. You ate a bad baguette. No. Guys, calm down, okay? I don't know. I like bread that is made from like darker grain. I think it has more taste than like white bread. It's just a matter of taste, I suppose. Baguettes don't get enough hype. No, they get enough hype. It's not that, I don't know. It's not that great. You just triggered an entire country. Maybe I did. That's fine though. What are they gonna do? How many? So, we have like 35 people here, out of which maybe 2 are French, so I think I'm good. And they're weapons for the apocalypse against zombies. Yeah, if you dry them out, I suppose. You probably hurt the zombie with it. それがもう終われっす. Yeah, he's very agitated. 控室で熱いコーヒーの入った紙コップをひねりつぶしたっす. Wow, okay. So he basicallyひねりつぶす means to crush squeezing. It's just heaven. It's just soft in the middle. It's just heaven. Listen, okay? I don't know how to say this in English, but there's like much better stuff. Sourdough, you can have like sourdough bread, which is really good. Or you can have like whole grain bread is really good. Or like using other like grain, it's much better. I don't know, it just adds so much more taste. I mean, the baguette is fine, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's just not the best bread there is. I'm sorry. That's just a fact. I'm hurt. Variety is the spice of life. True. True. 控室で熱いコーヒーの入った紙コップをひねりつぶしたっす. So he basically destroyed, like, ひねりつぶす means to squeeze it to basically to destruction. I don't know how to say this. How would you say this? Like, a paper cup was squeezed and like crushed. I'll need some therapy after this. Yes. Why is this conversation so wholesome? Well, you know. Why is there no ceiling? There's a glass ceiling. How do you say this in English when I take like a paper cup and I squeeze it so much so that it gets crushed? Maybe I crush it in my hand or something? I don't know. In the waiting room, 控室で in the waiting room, he basically crushed a paper cup with hot coffee in it. To crumple, to crush is good. Yeah, crush is pretty good. But like hineri tsubusu sounds so visual. It sounds so visceral. It's nice. Maybe actually it'll show up on Jishu. I'm not sure. Hineri tsubus. It'll probably just say to crush. Yeah, to pinch and crush. That's basically it. So yeah, there you go. Squeeze. Ha, I see. Poor Mitsurugi. He's very mad. もうおやけどっす. He's very burned. He burned his hand a lot. Damn. Ouch. わーい、いい気味だ. Damn, 迷い. Whoa. わーい、いい気味だ. Yay, that bodes well. She's just happy. Alright, calm down. Dude, Mayoi does not hold back. She's a real savage. Someone is like, dude, imagine that. Someone's like, yeah, your opponent was so angry. He crushed the cup and he burned his whole hand and he's in the hospital. And Mayo is just like, yay, good for us. Amazing. Wow. Amazing. Wow, いい気味だ. ひどいわ. 紙コップ. ねえ, a paper cup, huh? That's like beyond Schadenfreude. That's just like straight up savagery. コップ, 瓶. Cup, vase, or vial. そういえば、あの小瓶どうなりました? That being said, what happened to that small container? What happened to that file? 紙コップ、そうね. Heavenly cup. あ、睡眠薬の瓶っすか. Oh, the one that sleep medicine was in, huh? Where, but could you explain? Oh, yeah. I'll let him explain. あんたにはいいニュースっす. This is good news for you, huh? Or, well, this is good news for you. 瓶から被害者胃袋たけしの指紋が発見されたっす. So, 瓶から from that file, from that container, 被害者 the victim, 胃袋たけし his name, の指紋が発見されたっす. We discovered some of his fingerprints. 指紋. Yeah. そうね、そうそう。瓶から被害者胃袋たけしの指紋が発見されたっす. We found his fingerprints. I like that. So Shimon is kind of nice. Also because it's like if your name was Simon, Shimon. If your name was Simon, you could theoretically use these kanji to write your name as a joke, but that's besides the point. I like that kanji Shimon, the mon. This kanji is like a typical example of a keisei kanji because so you can see that the way it's written, right, is basically the string radical, and then next to it you just have this bun, right? So this, and you can, if you know that this kanji here is often read as mon, so if you know that this is mon, you'll be like, oh, okay, so this is also mon, and then the reason for that is because it's typical keisei. So you get one side gives you reading, and the other side is more for meaning. It's my favorite category of kanji. Sylvioska, hey, isn't there 3 alphabets? I wouldn't call them alphabets because that is kind of a misnomer, you could say. So the reason why calling the Japanese writing system like alphabets is a misnomer is because alphabet refers to the Greek alpha, beta, gamma, delta, which is what we refer to anything like. You don't have to apologize. It's just like maybe not like the most accurate way of referring to it. So we refer to like the ones that are based like on like the Greek system, which then, or the Latin system. More accurate would be that Japanese has 2 syllabaries and a character set. So, well, they're all characters, but kanji are characters with meanings and readings. And hiragana and katakana are 2 identical syllabaries, except for their the symbols that show up are basically, they each have like equivalents. For example, hiragana a is written like this, a, and this is a syllable. So when you see this, it is always like an a sound. It's always a. It doesn't mean anything. It's purely a sound. It's a phonetic writing system, so to speak. So this is always a. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a sound. It's just a syllable. And then all hiragana, so this would be hiragana. All hiragana have a katakana counterpart. So this would also be a, and this would be hira, and this would be kata. Hiragana, katakana. There's like 46 of each. So you have 2 times 46 for the kana, with which you can describe any syllable that exists in Japanese. Hiragana is closest to Latin letters. Not really, because in most languages, letters aren't phonetic. So for example, if I give you an example in English, right? If I write this and I tell you we're talking about English, you don't know how to pronounce this. Right? Because is it like here? This would be an A, 8. But what if I gave you like, what if I gave you, well, I need to think of like another, you know what I mean? Like, or we could have, maybe let's do an easier example. How about we do E, right? If I told you E, you wouldn't know how to pronounce this because in 8, it's basically silent. But then in bean, it's part of a longer E, or then in bed, it's eh. So in bed, it's eh, and here it's silent and whatever, right? So in English, giving you the letter doesn't tell you anything about how it's pronounced. It at best gives you a hint. In German, it's a bit better, but even then, letters aren't phonetic in German. We can't tell the pronunciation 100%. In Japanese, the kana are really syllabaries. Whenever you see a, it's always pronounced a. The only thing you don't know is pitch accent, but that's more akin to stress, which in English you also can't tell either way, and in German as well. So these are syllabaries. These are basically phonetic. It's basically a phonetic writing system. Difficult. Is it's not that difficult. Easy, right? Why you people pronounce the same letters in many ways? I know, right? So usually you can't compare the Latin alphabet with something like the kana. But also, there's no real need to. You can just like remember, oh yeah, the kana are syllabaries, which means, or the kana is a syllabary, which means that each symbol just carries the meaning of a sound. Where that's not really true for most like European languages or you know, other languages. I don't know. I've never looked into Esperanto. It might be true. At that point, if you like look at how Esperanto maybe treats the letters, you could argue that's more like that. But yeah. Like the kana are already like designed to be syllables basically, and the only ones that can show up. So, and also the other difference with kana is that in kana you can only ever have 3 different things. Kane, cane. Kakikukeko, kakikukeko, kakikukeko. Yeah. So with kana, another thing is that you can you only have you have either just a vowel, or you have consonant plus vowel. Plus one exception, which is plus n. Okay, n is the only exception. This is n. This is the only exception. Other than that, the only combinations that are possible are basically vowel and consonant plus vowel, which I mean is like you can never have, like you can have ka, but, and that's consonant plus vowel, right? And you can never have like ka, like kan in one kana doesn't exist. You'd have to add another one, right? So you're very limited in what you can make, what you can do, which is good. It helps. It makes it easier. But there's like limits, right? So you can have either just a vowel, which is like what we had before with the a. A is just a vowel, or ka, which is just a consonant and a vowel. Which again is different from how most, or a little bit different from how it would work in languages that use the Latin or Greek alphabet or whatever, or the Cyrillic alphabet, where you can really combine consonants and vowels in many different ways. You can have two consonants following each other. Something that is popular in English, for example, is GH or TH. Those are two consonants following each other. This wouldn't be really possible in Japanese to do stuff like that, let alone like three or more. Right? So like in German you have like SCH or whatever. So this is not done in Japanese. So that's why like kana and letters are really kind of different for the most part. I don't think Esperanto is phonetic. Yeah. There you go. Cyrillic. I can't read that. I know like the D consonant and then some others, and I know like all I remember from Cyrillic is that isn't the H is like that's like an N. Is that an N or an E sound? I remember like one being like an E and one being like an N. And I remember that the weird like A, like this guy, whatever he's called. I don't even know how to even write that. I'll see you later. Yeah, see you around, Rogue. Thank you for following and thank you for watching. Matane. If you want to know, I stream 3 times a week. So if that's, you know, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. There you go. Yeah, N is H, and, well, it's not an N. I know it's not an N. It probably has a different name. And then the H-looking one. Konbanwa, Ice-san. Ice cream. Ice cream. Nice. Follow, arigatou gozaimasu. Hello, welcome. Yeah, there you go. I learned Cyrillic once, but I did it like in an afternoon and then didn't look at it again. It's very interesting, but I didn't have like much of a use for it afterwards. I want to like learn Russian at some point. I don't know, it seems very interesting. I'm very like languages that use a different writing system than what I'm used to is very intriguing to me, which is why I want to like learn Korean as well, because the Korean writing system is very interesting. ということは that means どうやら煮干しを眠らせたのは被害者だったみたいっす。Last major thing Ryuichi found out. So, the last. Oh right, someone asked about found out anything, right? I think I kind of ignored that question. I'm sorry. So the last major thing is that we are actually we were successful in as much that now we have a lot of hints that point towards that Niboshi is actually not the culprit. Right now, what we know is that apparently someone used sleeping medicine on Niboshi. And it points towards that it was Ibukuro, because we have Ibukuro's fingerprints on a container of sleep medicine, and we know that Niboshi was sleeping, at least according to his own testimony, and we also know that it could very much be now that Ibukuro stole the costume while Niboshi was sleeping. So yeah, it's looking up. Welsh is okay to learn, it's just the he, her, that, which is interesting, okay. Pronouns? どうやら煮干しを眠らせたのは被害者だったみたいっす。So you can even see here he's confirming it seems that the person who put Niboshi to sleep was the victim, which is Ibukuro. やっぱり I see, or like that's how it is after all. 証拠品睡眠薬の小瓶のデータを法定記録にファイルした。So we got more data about the container with the sleeping medicine and we filed it in our records. 睡眠薬の小瓶スタッフエリアのテーブルで発見 found on the table in the staff area. 胃袋の指紋がついている It has Ibukuro's fingerprints on it. I really always thought that they were inside a building, but it turns out it's just walls within a roof. Yeah, it's like an outside area. Yeah, it's just walled in, and there's a room to the right of us actually. All right, that's all we can do here. I can actually show you. So this is just this area with a bunch of storage, and then over here is Niboshi's green room where he prepares for the show and gets dressed and everything. His dressing room. We should probably go inside his room though. After we've explored everything around, well, not everything. After we've like explored everything here around the studio, for some reason I thought the same. Damn. Damn. Let's go into the gakushitsu. Ah, konnichiwa. Ah, hello. Hello. Such a difference. Oh, I guess, yeah, because you guys played it on the DS, right? Yeah, it must look very different. Last time someone made the comment about the poster on the wall. Penny! And Game Boy. Oh, on Game Boy. Yeah, that would look even more different. どうしたの?こんなところで. Why are you here? Like, what happened? Why are you... There's like an implied, like, あなたはどうしてこんなところで? Like, why are you in a place like this? But here we just say, こんなところで in a place like this. Implying like, hey, what are you doing here? Me too. Damn. Damn. 楽屋の片付けをちょっとね. Just cleaning up the dressing room a little bit, you know? もう、ニボサブさんが使うこともないし. It's not like Nibo Sabu is gonna use it anymore anyways. Here you see she, by the way. We talked about she last Wednesday. So here she's basically giving reasons, giving explanations for why she's doing something. That's why she's using she, giving like an additive explanation, saying that I'm cleaning this up a little, because after all, もうニボサブさんが使うこともないし. It's not like Nibo Sabu is gonna keep using it anyways. どうして? Why? ニボサブさん、明日無罪になるんだよ. Tomorrow, Nibo Sabu will be, what's that called? Judged. No, not judged. Proclaimed not guilty. Not proclaimed. Pronounced? No. Spoken. No. How do you say that? Innocent, yeah. He'll be innocent. He'll be proclaimed innocent. Is that what they say? No, surely not. But tomorrow will prove that Nibo Sabu is innocent. Pronounced innocent. Yeah, maybe that. I feel like there's like a better word, but I just can't think of one. But yeah, maybe. Nibo Sabu, 明日無罪になるんだよ. Tomorrow will prove that acquitted. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Tomorrow Nibo Sabu will be acquitted. I like that. It's very fancy. それは本当にありがとうございます. And I thank you all up for that. Did he quit? でも, but 殿様今週で最終回なんですよ. But it's the last episode of Tono-saman this week. Wow, no! But you know what? It's not the last episode of Game Grammar. Game Grammar will continue for the next 70 years. You heard it here first. Clip it if you want. 70 more years of Game Grammar, whether you want it or not. Whether there will be no one watching me, I'll continue. Anyways, yeah, sorry. Tono-saman 今週で最終回なんですよ. This week is, yes, Game Grammar. Until Game Grammar will take over permanently. 70 years. And if Twitch doesn't exist, we'll make our own platform. And I'll stream over radio. If I have to. I'm 23, I'm 24 now. Game Grammar the movie, yes. I still need to talk to a studio about that. I mean, I'm 24, so in 70 years I'll only be, 94, so that's, I mean, that sounds reasonable. I'll still be able to stream at 94, come on, at least that. From, like, I'll be in an old people's home somewhere. LXJD, thank you for the follow. フォローありがとうございます. Ace Attorney on radio. I don't know, maybe you'll have, like, hologram radio by then. Smell-o-vision. Game Grammar, the game, the movie, the game. The movie, the game, the book, the visual novel, the game. Just go around and do another one. Tono-saman, so this week is the last episode of Tono-saman. You're younger than me. Damn. There you go. Actually, I lied. I'm not even 24. I'm just 23 and 10 months. February. 23 and, wait, March, April. Yeah, 23 and 10 months, so there you go. Ryuji's also 24. Damn, nice. Ha, what can I say other than...
Nice.
Okay, let's talk to her. If we do Game Grammar the movie, what would it be about? Ibukuro-san. About Ibukuro. No, it wouldn't be about Ibukuro. It might be about Ibu, but not Ibukuro. Show her your attorney badge. No, I didn't. I keep forgetting to do that. Young people are so talented these days. Where? Where are all the talented people at? Well, I can see them, just not in this room. Ayakashi. About Ayakashi, maybe. Fairies. Wasn't Arthur Conan Doyle a big believer in fairies? I should show her my badge after this. Ibukuro-san no koto nan desu kedo. About Mr. Ibukuro. Hi. Yes. The false modesty will get me nowhere. I know, right? It sucks. It's not false though. I wouldn't call it wouldn't call it modesty. More like lack of self-esteem, but you know, I'm working on it, so just keep subscribing, I guess. 事件当日、あの人、第2スタジオに行ってるんですよ。Humble. Humbleness, I feel like, is more virtuous than I should be, you know, claiming to be. Oof. Something like that. Something like that. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. わあ。事件当日、あの人、第2スタジオに行ってるんですよ。On the day of the incident, that person went to, he was at Studio 2, like he went to Studio 2. 第1スタジオじゃなかったんですか？ Not Studio 1? しかも、殿様の着ぐるみを盗んでるんだよ。I have to like apologize. I feel like sometimes when I get into it, I read too fast. So it's probably, maybe not the most appropriate thing for like a learning stream, but yeah. しかも、殿様の着ぐるみを盗んでるんだよ。And on top of that, he even stole 殿様's costume. How dare he? Is it this one? I think it's this one.
How dare you?
Yes. She seems so unfazed by everything that happens. The only time I've seen her like fazed by anything, the only time I've seen her fazed by anything is when we showed her the cards, like the collector, like the what are they called? Game, like the collecting cards or whatever. Ibukuro-san, なんでそんなこと? Why would Ibukuro do such a thing? やっぱり after all, or like, I guess it really is true. That's NPC syndrome. True. あの噂、本当だったのかな? That rumor was true after all, huh? 噂? Rumor? Tense music. 胃袋さん、姫神プロデューサーに何か弱みを握られていて、弱みを握られていて、so 弱みを握る would be like to hold on to a weakness, and that means that it's passive, so it would be that the producer is like holding on to his weakness. Let me see. 弱みを握る. I wonder if this will show up. Yes, it does show up. Yeah. To have something on someone. Yes, that makes sense. Alright, so 胃袋さん、姫神プロデューサーに何か弱みを握られていて. So basically, producer Himegami basically had something on Ibukuro, right? So she had like some information, some blackmail, or some, maybe not blackmail, but means to blackmail him, maybe, or could also, wouldn't have to be something so dramatic, but yeah. So she had like something to blackmail him with, or something like that, or to have someone by the short hairs. Basically, she was in his hand, right? To have dirt on him. Yeah, got some dirt on him. That's very good. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. She had some dirt on him, basically. Chat is on the same wavelength. Ibukuro-san, Himegami producer ni nanika yowami o nigirarete ite. So, the reason how you can decipher this is like twofold, right? You would see here, nigirarete ite. First of all, you would realize that this is passive. If you see this is passive, the next thing you can do is look for certain particle markers. For example, a good one is always ni. If we have a passive phrase and ni somewhere, that usually fills the role of by in English, right? By, which is basically the actor of the passive action. If that makes sense, right? So, by producer Himegami, the weakness is being held. If you translate literally, yowami o nigiru means to, like, to grasp or to hold on to weakness, basically. So if the weakness is being held by producer Himegami, then it kind of starts to make more sense. Nandemo iinari ni natte itta mitai. Nandemo iinari ni natte ita mitai nan desu. Okay, nan desu yo. Nandemo iinari ni natte ita mitai nan desu yo. So it would appear that he would do whatever she said. Remember, we had iinari ni before, which just means like to basically subject to someone 100%, to just do whatever they say. So she knows his weakness and can use it against him. Yeah, that's basically it, right? She has her hands on some weakness that she can use to pressure him or to use against him, basically. 何でも言いなりになっていたみたいなんですよ。Apparently, he would do whatever she says. 弱みって what weakness could that be? What kind of dirt could that be? 教えて tell us. Somehow that I went like really up with that. 教えて Inarini so I can remember. More Inarini. Yeah, there you go. Repetition. This is like SRS already. We're back in the USSR. Don't know how lucky you are, boy. Back in the US, back in the US, back in the USSR. I should really just learn. I feel like I should learn more Beatles songs on piano because they're just like, they're fairly easy to play. They're very iconic. Everyone kind of knows them. I like the Beatles, so you know. It's a win-win situation. Really should get on that. その仕組みを It's getting all sad about it. Imagine. Yeah, Imagine is also already simple. It's like, isn't Imagine only like 3 chords? It's like dun, 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 dun. It's like that, and this keeps going. I'm probably out of pitch there. I'm very bad at like getting started. My relative pitch is better, but like my absolute pitch is garbage. So yeah, you just need to get me like started on a note, and then it works out a little. But like absolute pitch is total garbage. So I'm usually like way off when I try and like sing something if I don't have a reference. 弱みというのはその人の後ろ狂い部分。Wow, その人の後ろ暗い部分弱点です。I mean, I know that. 弱みというの He's just explaining the meaning of that phrase, but okay. 弱みというのは The weakness is その人の後ろ暗い部分弱点です。教えて襲われさせてくれ襲われさせてくれ。The weakness or the dirt would be その人の後ろ暗い部分 The hidden and dark part of that person. 弱点です。The weakness, the weak point. I should learn this song because this song is also just like 3 notes. This is 1, 2, and then there's like a little higher, like 1 note higher. So like 3. No, it's 3 notes, right? It's just 3 notes repeated. Yeah, and then goes back. It's 3 notes. Amazing. That sounds easy. I can play that. It's just let's keep going. 知ってるよ、そんなこと。I know that. Yeah, she basically just explained the meaning of the phrase. Wow. 5年前 I should do like first minute. 5年前ここで胃袋さんの主演の映画をwow. ここで胃袋さんの主演の映画を撮っていたんですよ。5 years ago, they filmed the movie where Ibukuro has the main role here. ここで here, right? ここで they filmed the movie where he has the main act. の映画を撮っていたんですよ。They were filming that movie. 当時できたばっかりだった第2スタジオで It's suitable music design for DS. True. Yeah, no, I mean, most of the music is like that. Not yet. Maybe we'll get to know her, but I'm not sure how it is in the English version. Because, so far she hasn't had a name. But often, like, people will have a sort of nickname or a, you know, basically, like, their role. Like, staff. And then it will be replaced once we find out their name. Or maybe she just doesn't get named in this version. 当時できたばっかりだった第2スタジオで At the time, it was at Studio 2, which was just finished, which had just been finished. Just been built, basically. その撮影中に何か事故があったらしいんです。So apparently, during the filming of that, there was some sort of incident, or, well, I should say accident. There was some sort of accident. Sorry, there isn't much there of her. Interesting. それ以来、第2スタジオは使われなくなっちゃって。And ever since that, それ以来 means that, like, ever since a certain point, up until, like, the present, 第2スタジオは使われなくなっちゃって。Studio 2 was no longer used. She's Penny Nicholas in the English version. Oh, Penny! Did that pop? I don't have a pop filter, but I noticed that with the compressor and generally like the interface I use, I don't really need a pop filter because even if there's like a pop sound, it's not that loud because it gets compressed anyways, so. And the mic looks a lot better without a pop filter in my opinion. Hey, win-win. その時のセットが今もあるんです。I just realized that her name is Staff. Yeah, her name is just Staff. The set from that time is there even today, or even now, the set from that time is still here. Like, we still have it. セット、あのコテージか。Set, that cottage, huh? Interesting. I want to do like a cappella version of the song actually. I feel like it's very easy because it's like it has the kick drum, there's a snare, there's 2 snares, or I forgot what that up and down snare is called. I'm not a drummer, but there's this, and then there's like the hi-hat. I think that's called a hi-hat, and then we have the kick drum, which is just doing just that, and then like there's the, I guess you could call that like a bass line or whatever that is, the melody, which is just the same 3 notes. Wow. 三角チャンネル. Interesting. So staff as in pun on staff? No, it's not a pun. That's just stuff is just what you call a staff, like staff member, staff employed somewhere. That's just what you call it. It's not a pun at all. No, it's just she's staff. Yeah, it's just stating that she's staff. This one isn't a pun. Or at least, I mean, that would be a very straightforward one, I guess. 最終回, the last episode. So, alright, Galandil, it was nice having you out. Thank you for watching. Hopefully see you Wednesday. I'm probably not gonna go much longer, but yeah. Just finish this conversation. Same pun on the money coins, right? Could be, I don't know. I mean, penny is also just the name that people use, right? Tono-sama, 終わっちゃうの? Is Tono-sama gonna end? はい、でもしょうがないですよ。But I mean, it can't be helped. 人を死なせてしまったんですから、現実の世界で。Because after all, I mean, it caused someone's death in the real world. それに、この撮影所では、and on top of that, here at Studio, これからはもう一切子供向けの番組は作りません。So, これからは from now on, it's a good song. もう一切子供向けの番組は作りません。We're not gonna create any more children's shows. もう一切 means like not at all. Like across the board. 子供向けの番組は作りません。We're not gonna create any more children's shows. どうして? 一切 Yeah, 一切 is it's this one. Which means completely or 100% or whatever. 一切 like across the board basically. Yeah, everything all entirely. Absolutely not with negative word. Like 一切作りません not at all whatsoever. Without exception. So no counter number. No, this isn't a counter. This is just a word. 私も寂しいんですけど I'm also sad about it, but でもそれが撮影所の番宣なんです。I think that's what it means. 番宣 Maybe I'm wrong. Hari. Bangshin? Mangshin. Wait. Hoshin. Sorry, Hoshin. My mistake. Hoshin. Yeah, you're right. I didn't see that little thing. Hoshin. Policy, course, plan of action. Of course, yes. True. Ha, silly me. Here. でも、それが8撮影所の方針なんです。But this is the way that Studio 8 is headed. Like, this is just the direction that it's going to head in. Or the policy or whatever, the course, basically. 方針なんです。撮影所の方針。About where the studio is headed. どうして子供番組を作らないのかな Why are you not creating any more children's shows? 8の偉い人たちは殿様を The higher ups at 8 met a certain director here, right? Yes, we met Uzai監督. We're probably gonna meet him again. Not today though, but next time. この事件のことを忘れたいんです。Okay. 殿様のこの事件のこと。Okay. The higher ups at 8 want to forget about 殿様 or they want to forget about this incident. His English name is Salmonella. Salmonella. Wow, that is amazing.
Amazing!
この事件のことを忘れたいんです。They want to forget about all this. 誰にも振られたくないんですよ。They don't wanna have it. 誰にも振られたくないんですよ。They don't wanna have it touched by anyone, basically. Or they don't wanna be involved with it with anyone, or how should I say? Because 触れる can also mean to come in contact with or to be in contact with 触れる. Yeah, I like when they do that though. To be in touch with, to experience, to come in contact with. Yeah, they don't want to get it. They want anyone to be involved with it. Thank you, Foon. Boom. They definitely had a lot of fun, but I appreciate that. I'm of the opinion that when you're doing a translation, you should be allowed a pretty large amount of freedom, and I think that's okay. They should do that, right? Because the Japanese ones are puns, so. LA Sally. Is there an LA Sally? I don't know. そんなの勝手な話だよ. They can't just do that, or they just decided to do that? 殿様が好きな子供たちはどうすればいいの? What should the children do that like 殿様? By the way, Woon, how you doing? How's your weekend been? Since just saw you there. I don't know if you've been lurking before, but if I saw you, I might as well ask. 好きな子供たちはどうすればいいの? What should all the children that like 殿様 do? Any mini, mini mo. 大丈夫ですよ。きっと子供たちだって. It's okay. Just showed up a bit ago. All right. It's okay. I'm sure the children すぐに新しいヒーローを見つけますから. I'm sure the children even the children will find a new hero soon. そんなことないよ. There's no way. 今、いきなり番組が終わったらみんな悲しむよ. If the show just ends like this, everyone will be sad. ね、なるほどくん。なんか言ってよ。なるほど、you say something too. そうだな。Yes, well, that's true. ここは言葉で言うより証拠品の力を借りようか. Maybe rather than relying on words, I should borrow the strength of a piece of evidence. ちょっといいかな。これを見てほしいんだけど. Real quick, I would like you to look at this. I think he means the journal. Like how, some people are really into this show. This is Kyuta's journal, so he's really into it. Save Steel Samurai. Yes, we're gonna do a hashtag, a campaign. 殿様を救い. Oh, 殿様を救う. Or, 救助. 殿様救助. Would it be 救助? I think 救助 would be like salvation. 救助. Yeah. Or saving, relief, rescue. Yeah. 殿様救助. Should start like a Twitter hashtag. He means the badge. Maybe. I still haven't shown the badge, I'm sorry. Let's show him this. This is a Kyuta's journal. This makes the most sense. Imagine having a normal conversation and like you're just having a normal conversation about something and then someone is like, wait, actually, I think there's something you need to see. This! Like that. And you're like, whoa! That's crazy. これは this is ファンの子供がたった一人で集めた写真だよ。It's pictures that just one fan, like one kid being a fan, just gathered all by himself. 子供たちはトノサマンが大好きなんだ。The children love Tono-saman. That's why people like this game. Reminds me of some wacky show. Yeah. Well, it's pretty wacky. Take that! He's having a conversation, like smack it in her face, like just take the book and be like, how about this then, huh? How about this? He's just lying on the floor, wounded, like, okay. 大人たちの、大人たち、there. I can't. 大人たちの都合でいきなり打ち切るなんて。Just because of something that, just because of like the convenience of the adults to like kill off the show all of a sudden like that. スタッフならそんなことをしちゃダメだよ。As the staff, you shouldn't be doing something like that. Gmod videos. そうなんですよね。That is true, yeah. My last character in the first line, like hairstyle samurai have. Kyuta made that last character. Wait, on that book. Oh! Let me see. Ha! True. Tono-saman memory. And that's not even like, yeah, it's like a Tono-saman thing, yeah. It's just like a little head. Like a little... I forgot what that's called. It has a name. わかりました. I got it. 私にできることありますか? Is there anything that I can do? あるよ. Yeah, of course. 聞かせてほしいんだ. Please listen. そこまでして隠した、okay. そこまでして隠したがるエイト撮影所の秘密を。That secret, the secret of Eito Studio, that they're going through such lengths to protect. 5年前の事故のことを教えてくれないか? Could you tell me about that accident from 5 years ago? わかりました. I got it. Nice. Hey boys, we gathered to talk to us.
Nice.
That is nice. Last thing, okay? I'm gonna ask her that, and we're gonna show her the badge. I haven't forgotten. Remind me. If I forget, remind me. But yeah, it's the last one. Is that, could I, if yes, even order to use our normal conversation. Could I is just like, take this. It doesn't have to be like, eat this. So yeah, just like, could I, yeah, just take that. You can do that with attacks too. You see it sometimes in games, with like fighting games, like attacks, like, yeah, eat this, take that. It's fine. 5,000 points, save it for later. Yes, do save it for later, please. 聞かせてくれないか? Could you tell me about it? 5年前、何があったか? What happened 5 years ago? はい。私の聞いていることをお話しします。I'll talk to you about what I have heard. 5年前の撮影で、胃袋さん、人を死なせたみたいなんです。It seems that 5 years ago, during filming, Mr. Ibukuro caused the death of someone. Or 死なせた means like basically let someone die. What was that? Like a weird sound. It seemed that 5 years ago, Ibukuro let someone die. Password and get tossed back. Yes. Hito just almost threw my phone off the table. あ、もちろん事故だったんですよ. Of course it was an accident. それで and then うまく立ち回ってもみ消したのが姫神プロデューサーだったんです。So I guess I'll finish comma with Penny here and end the stream without moving another location. Oh, you'll. I thought you said I'll. Yes, that's the plan. We'll just finish this up. Because it's been just about 3 hours, which I think is good enough for me today. Tossing clipboards. うまく立ち回って、もみ消したのが姫神プロデューサーだったんです。So もみ消す I think would mean to like basically make it go away. To stub out. To cover up. Yeah, to cover something up. Tossing clipboards. So, the person who was able to, like, turn everything around and, cover up the whole story was producer Himegami. それが、イブクラさんの弱みですか? So that's the dirt that she has on him. His weakness, his weak point. だからイブクロさん、Himegami producer の言いなりに That's why イブクロ does everything producer Himegami says. でも、事故だったんなら公表しちゃえばよかったのに But if it was an accident, they could have just gone public. 当時、イブクロさんは大スターでしたから At the time, イブクロ was a huge star, and because of that, 何としても隠しておきたかったんです。They wanted to hide it no matter what. そうだったんだ。Is that so? 警備員のおばちゃんならもっと詳しく知ってます。知っています。The old guard lady actually knows much more detailed, knows about it in more detail. その頃からこの撮影所にいましたから。She's been here at the studio ever since that time after all. ありがとう。聞いてみるよ。Thank you. We'll go ask her. あのおばちゃん話してくれるかな? I wonder if she'll talk to us. Alright guys, time to show her my badge. Look at this. Behold, woman. Wrong button. Damn it. Give me... What? Nope, it's not working. Wait, I can't show her. Be enlightened. Wait, guys. I need to do hanasu and then like tsukitsukeru? ちょっと待って。I can't show her. Wait. Wait. Panic. Guys. Wendy Oldback. Is that her name? Be enlightened. Could you check and see if Staff has a character profile? I think she does, but she's just called Staff. Yes, we've already read this. I'm sorry. Come on. Go away. Blah, 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 blah. Damn, was this really that long? It's crazy. Okay, there we go. I think she does, but... Yeah, it's just stuff. We know her age, but not her name. How ironic is that, huh? Guys, how do I show her the thing? How... Oh, tsukitsukeru. I found out. Okay, never mind. Here. Yes. ごめんなさい. I'm sorry. 思い当たることありません. Lame. I am disappointed. What a low note. Damn it. That's very disappointing. Disappointing. Guys, let's save the game, okay? It's time. It is time. That time has come. Save. I'm still gonna save here because it's still like case number 3. I'm gonna start a new save once it's case number 4. But it seems like it's still gonna be a while. Disappointed. 弁護士バッジをくらえ Just throw it onto her head and she's just like just falls over. Alright guys. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. With this exciting music in the background, which I shall slowly fade out, today's stream will now finally, well, let's say already, prematurely, if anything, come back Wednesday if you think it was premature, but today's stream is finally, I keep saying finally, is over. It wasn't that long. It was 3 hours. But I would say thank you all so much for watching, as always. It was a pleasure streaming for you. I'll be back Wednesday, alright?